Welcome to Tabletop Gaming Guild Show. On the Tabletop Gaming Guild Show, we're going to be playing Beast and Diplomacy, and we have the designer here, Mike, and he's going to teach us the game, and then we're going to go through, and I'm going to attempt to win. We'll see how that works out. Probably like normal.
We'll see what we can do.
Okay. Well, not everyone will cheat, so I can win. I appreciate this.
Yes. So do you want me to take it away and
yes, please.
give the full teach? All right, sounds good. So welcome to Beast and Diplomacy, one and all. This is a medium-weight Euro game that plays 1 to 6, primarily meant for adults, though we do have a family mode that's meant for younger people to participate as well, which is a much simplified version. And its primary mechanisms are card drafting, worker placement, and tableau building. It plays in about 25 minutes per player, though you, myself, and all of the rest of the internet know that that's a lie for your first playthrough. So it's going to take a little bit longer for the first time. Now, I'm going to give you a full teach, and we're going to start from a little bit, just touching on the lore, so you guys have a vague idea of what you're doing, what the context is. Then we're going to be talking about the mechanisms, and then we're going to be talking about the flow, at which point we're going to be ready to start, and we're going to play a game. You boys have insisted that I play as well, so we'll see what we can do. All right, so welcome one and all to the land of Atera. Now, Atera is a fantasy place that has been designed and developed specifically for this game. So it's not we're not using somebody else's IP. This is our IP. Okay, and what happens in Atera is that there's a bunch of different empires, and these empires are always squabbling with one another because that's what empires do. However, once per year, all people of influence meet in this castle here in the middle of the ocean where the games are held. You can imagine them as sort of Olympics for fantasy people. And we are going to be playing as knights representing these lands, and we're going to be trying to assemble the best exhibition of wild and rare beasts that will appeal to the diplomats of the land, who will be the judges of your exhibition. So let's see how this works. I'm going to move the rulebook out of the way, and I'm going to start by pulling out a couple of beasts here, so you guys can take a look more in detail. I'll just pull out the whole set, and we'll see what we're dealing with here. Okay, so let's use this insect as an example. So beasts have a bunch of different characteristics on them. We're going to start in the top right corner. Over here, this is the empire where the beast normally resides. It's its habitat, if you will. Now, these flags, of course, don't mean anything to you guys because you don't know the lore in the game intimately, and that's okay. As we play, I'm going to be using the correct terminology for these places. Maybe you'll pick up on some of them, maybe you won't. That's okay. Point is, even if you're having trouble reading these or knowing these, you can use the little letter that's there to help you out. If you hold Alt to zoom in on a card, you'll be able to see it much better. Okay, so for example, this one here is A, which means this place is called Angelian. And you can see that this one and this one are the same. There's 6 different empires. The details don't matter so much. Point is, this is where the beast is from. Okay, next we've got the color of the beast right underneath. So you got blue, black, gray, purple, red, white over here. There's a bunch of different colors. Okay, after that, you have a cluster of information in the bottom right corner with 4 different icons. Starting from the top left, we have the species of the beast. Now, this particular characteristic, or rather the permutations of this characteristic, are asymmetrically distributed, meaning some of them are more common than others. For example, do we have a bird? We don't. Well, we have lizards. Lizards are quite common. Fiends or cats are also highly common, whereas dragons over here and horses over here are very rare. Okay, so the details as to these distributions don't matter for now. I just want you to be aware that some beasts are rarer than others. Okay. After that, on the right side, you have the magical element that powers the beast. Same logic applies for this as well. Some are way more common. For example, water is by a distance the most common, followed by stone, and then you have wind, which is somewhat rarer, and then you've got nature over here, which is very rare instead. Okay? Then we're going to a 50-50 option, which is whether the beast is diurnal, meaning comes out during the day, or nocturnal. Okay? Only these 2 options. And then finally, we've got the beast's diet. So we have herbivores over here, we have carnivores over here, and then this example over here, this is an omnivore. Now, omnivore is not a wild for the other 2. It's a 3rd separate option, okay? So 3 different options. Now, let's take a look at the bottom left of each card. You have this sort of coin-like symbol. That's because this is referred to ore. Ore is the obsidian currency that we use in Terra, and it's used to pay for the maintenance of the beasts. All beasts have a maintenance cost every day that needs to be paid. For example, this one is the cheapest possible at 1, and this one is the most expensive possible at 5. Now, the advantage of a cheap beast is, of course, it's easy to maintain. But the disadvantage of a cheap beast is that it gives a lot less influence points or victory points, to be less thematic, okay? Whereas over here, a very expensive beast is going to have a much higher return in influence points, okay? So it's always a linear progression, by the way. So if it's a 2, it's going to be a 2, and so on and so forth. So that's the beasts. Any of you have any questions so far? Fantastic. Good. Let's carry on. Okay, so I'm going to now pull out a couple of these diplomats to help us learn how these bad boys work. So I'm quickly trying to select a few. Let's get this bad boy out. Let's get this lady out. We're going to take this chap, and let's do this guy. Okay, so diplomats are going to be judging your exhibition, and they're going to be giving you influence points. You can see them here in the top right corner. But how? Basically, all diplomats have a certain preference request. This guy, for instance, wants you to have 2 red beasts in your exhibition by the end of the game. You're going to have 3 days. We're going to talk about that more in soon. But basically, you have 3 days to assemble your exhibition. And as if you have him in your group, you need to have at least 2 red beasts in there for him to give you the points, okay? If you don't, you're going to fail the diplomat, which is kind of the worst thing you can do in Beast and Diplomacy. It costs you quite a lot of points to fail diplomats. Now, the way we play diplomats is we welcome them in our diplomat stack, like so, right? So I can put them all in a stack on top of one another, okay? And what this does is it means that I have all of these as my difficulty settings. The more people I add, the harder my game, but also the higher the point return, as well as the higher the risk of failing them. Does all of that make sense? Okay, so now I'm going to take, let's say, this one and this one as an example, right? So I could have this lizard in my exhibition. If I did, it's a red lizard, so it helps towards this chapter, okay, which is nice. But I will be incentivized to try and find better beasts. Why better? Because if this one is red, which helps him, and it's also water, it helps him at the same time. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to build these sort of logical snakes, okay, where as few beasts as possible satisfy as many people as possible for the best possible efficiency, essentially. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, now let's quickly touch on these bad boys. These are called royals. So royals are a bit of a royal pain in the backside. And the reason why that is because you can imagine this line sort of dissecting them in 2 here. On the left side, you have one very distinct beast. And on the right side, you have a different, very distinct beast. But not only that, these beasts are, not only do they want 2 beasts, they want 2 very specific beasts. So this chap wants a diurnal beast, right? Okay, here's a diurnal beast. Wait a second, it has to be gray. Okay, so I need to go and find a diurnal gray beast. There we go. Now that works for the left side. On the right side, we need a nature beast that is not from the land of Angelion. So he's very, very, very specific. Now, the reason why I'm putting this much emphasis on this is because I want you to understand there's nothing wrong with you having royals in your exhibition. It's fine. But when you're drafting, if you let too many of the beasts that they like go, you may have a very serious problem dealing with them at a later time. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okie doke. Cool. One last thing I need to touch on is this number here in the bottom left. This is called a diplomat contribution. There are some specific situations in which diplomats will feed us money. Okay. Now, these are small donations. They are relevant, but I will be teaching you them when we actually do it. Okay, so I'm going to avoid overloading you with information for now. Point is, every now and then, diplomats will give you some money in a bit of a strange interaction system. Okay, however, that money is not a whole lot. The moment in which you start having 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beasts, etc., the costs are going to start to skyrocket pretty substantially. So how do we actually pay for this? Let's go here to the left. On the left,
Actually, do you mind? I have one quick question here.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So for the diplomats, so say you had two diplomats who had the same desire, like the for two red and another one that wanted two red. Would you need to have four red beasts, or would two red beasts satisfy both of them?
The latter. Two red beasts will satisfy both of them. However, rejoice, that's not really possible. There are no duplicate cards in the whole game. So you will find situations in which diplomats agree, like in this case, gray and gray, right? So we can have one beast help one and the other at the same time. So at that point, I could have a nocturnal as well, but it wouldn't matter because this guy already has a diurnal, right?
Yeah.
So we're cool, but you will never find a situation like the one you exactly described, meaning two diplomats wanting exactly the same thing. This is not possible.
Okay.
Right? Cool. So now let's talk about traders. Now, traders are people that want to buy beasts from you. Now, what does that mean? Well, a beast that you sell is a beast you don't have. So obviously, you will not want to sell a beast that you must keep for your diplomats to remain happy, unless you have found some sort of replacement. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's imagine that you have this diplomat and this diplomat over here. Whoopsie daisies. There, right? And let's imagine that you have this beast. Okay, now this beast presently satisfies the left side of both of these people. So if I were to pick, for example, this trader and sell the beast to the trader, the beast would be gone. It would be thrown in the trash, right? And so I would lose the beast. I would need to find a suitable replacement like this one. Anyway, how do we evaluate traders? All traders have a certain very specific requirement that they want on the top. Okay, so the top icon is a mandatory requirement. This trader will never accept anything that isn't a beast from Javelin. Okay, from the land of Javelin. So after I found a Javelin beast, I'm going to now check the rest of the criteria. Is the beast also diurnal? Yes, it is. Okay, so I'm going to get a bonus of 3 more money. Is the beast also yellow? It is not. It's gray. So that fails. Okay, so I only get what is called a good trade. 2 plus 3, 5 money. So the trader will go in my personal tableau. The beast will go in the trash, like so. Okay. There is also such a thing as a perfect trade. I don't think we have any examples here. But the one thing that I still want to touch on is elite traders. So elite traders are basically traders that want rarer stuff. They work exactly the same way. First, you evaluate the top icon. So let's find us a dragon. There's the dragon. Okay. And then we're going to check the rest. Is it nocturnal? No. Is it from Galaxia? No. That's all failed. So it's a bad trade. However, they give us 4 plus another 4 plus another 4. So the maximum we can make from an elite trader is 12, which is quite a bit of money. Okay. On top of it, all trades that you complete also give you 3 points at the end of the game. All that makes sense? Julio. All right. Now, let us move on to the right side of the board. Now, this is where things get a little bit more difficult. These are personnel, they're called, and they are much harder cards to deal with. So let's see if we can figure it out. I'm going to pull this one out. I'm going to pull this one out. I'm just going to pull a couple of examples out so we can understand how they work. Come on, game, help me out. I want a simple card. Does that help me? No. Oh, how typical. Now I cannot find anything that I want to show you. There, this will do. That's useful. And I would like, let's say this one. Oh no, there, found a better one. This one. Cool. All right. Welcome to personnel. You can imagine these guys as highly trained specialists. They do something very specific and they do it very well. There are 2 types. You have modifications, which are the ones that have dotted lines. We're going to talk about these in a moment. And then you have single use. So these are people that you use once and then they're gone. It's as simple as that. You use them, resolve their effect, and then they go in the trash. Okay? Now, let's see how they work conceptually. Right here, you have some Roman numerals. These indicate the time of day. So you got dawn, morning, noon, afternoon, and evening. Okay? The matron can be used any one of these times, whereas the archivist, as an example, can only be used in the morning. He's a lot more specific. Does that make sense? Now, what they do is written here at the bottom. Now, for some of them, this will be easy to read, right? Take 3 diplomats from the top of the deck, keep 1, trash 2, and 1 of them goes in your hand. It's as simple as that. Whereas some of them look like Egyptian hieroglyphs, and that's kind of normal because their effects are quite a bit more complex. So I'm going to use the green player's tableau here as an example. If you come all the way down to the table, this is a player aid. On the other side of the player aid, you have a complete legend for all of these single-use personnel. So you would be simply looking for it in an alphabetical order, and then you can simply read what it does. Okay? We're not going to do that now, but we'll do it as we play. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so once we use this, boom, goes in the trash, we're done. Now let's talk a little bit about these bad boys. So we're gonna set up a scenario here. I'm gonna take one environment. All beasts need an environment to live in, okay? And then I'm gonna take another one. I'm gonna take 2 environments. I'm gonna put this beast in this environment, and then I'm gonna put this beast in this environment. And I'm gonna say that you have these 2 diplomats in your stack, okay? So you can see that this cat over here is nocturnal from A, so it helps the right side of this chap. But he is missing a herbivore that's not from G. Whereas this guy is missing 1 red. Now, one thing I can do, yeah, is I can pay 1 money in the afternoon to the herbalist to apply her under this beast. So this beast is now no longer an omnivore. This beast has become a herbivore. Now you can see that this is a herbivore that's from T, which means it's a herbivore not from G. So this is one crazy way in which I can make my diplomat satisfied. Does that make sense? Okay, so these modifications travel alongside the beast. You can see that there's a little red outline and a beast icon. That's because this is a beast modification. This modification instead is brown and has a cave icon, which is an environment icon. This one, I can pay 1 money to chuck her under here, under the environment. And what she does is she will be discounting the total maintenance cost of environment plus beast by 4. So in this case, she's actually used slightly inefficiently because one of those discounts is wasted, right? Still, this entire ensemble will cost 0, which is quite neato. And all modifications carry points with them. Does all of that make sense? Okay, awesome. Cool. So we can now move on to finally talking about the game flow, and then we're going to be ready to start. So let me quickly put this stuff away. There we go. All right. I want to direct your attention to this area of the board. This over here is a diagram that indicates the days of our festival. So the festival will last 3 days. We're going to be using this die to track the progress of the days. Now, the die initially is used simply to determine the turn order, which in a drafting game is very important, right? We simply use it to randomize. However, as a designer, I really dislike waste. So because my game doesn't use the die anymore, I decided to use it as a token to track the days as they pass. So on the first day, we will be receiving as many workers and as much money as indicated by this diagram based on player count. Now, because we're playing in 4 players, we will be receiving 3 workers and 15 money. So as the player count goes up, the amount of actions and budget goes down. It becomes a fairly different game, if that makes sense. Then we move on to the next day. And on the next day, over here, you're going to be having extra workers sitting here of your respective color. So as the second day is reached, you unlock a new worker. So you get more actions as the game progresses. Okay. Then finally, we get to day 3, and then the game will end, right? Now, over here, we have this little wooden cube that we're going to be using to track the progress of each day. So each day is subdivided into 5 times of day, starting from dawn. What happens at dawn is we will be receiving our secret quests, okay? So let me pull this one out, okay? And let me explain what quests are. So quests are smaller cards. They don't fit in your hand. They actually go on top of your home base. We're going to talk about what that is in a moment. But they're essentially secret missions. I'm going to flip this one. It's very simple. At the end of the game, for each gray beast that you have, you're going to be scoring 3 points. It's as simple as that. So it's an additional level of bias towards a certain particular characteristic that you give yourself, right? Obviously, an ideal scenario would be something like this, where your diplomats agree with your quest, and your quest agrees with your beast, and it's a beautiful world of synergy, right? This is fairly rare for it to go quite as smoothly as this, but it does happen sometimes, okay? Point is, this is what you're tending towards. During dawn, we'll be receiving these quests and we will be exchanging them in a drafting system that I like to call your trash, my treasure. You'll see how that works when we actually do it, okay? So after this is done, we go to the morning. And in the morning, what happens is this entire field gets populated, okay? And you're gonna get assaulted by an ocean of information, a very scary ocean. It'll be my job to teach you how to navigate that ocean. We'll see if we can figure out how to do it. The point is, while we're here, what we will be doing is we will be drafting cards from this open market. So I'm going to use these workers as an example. For instance, I can send a worker to this red strip over here. This worker is now a hunter. He will be able to draft a beast. So I'm going to put this beast into my hand as an example, and the slot remains empty and doesn't get refilled unless there's very strange situations, which we'll cover if we get there, okay? If the green player were to put their worker over there, they would be drafting a diplomat. If you go over here, you draft a personnel, and if you go over here, you draft a trader. Now, over here, there's a bunch of high priority spots. Actually, there's one more available to us because we're playing in 4 players or more. Now, what those are is you can come here as soon as possible. This is, you know, just better than this normal spot. Why? Because not only do you get to draft a beast, you also receive a king's favor, one of these little bad boys. And as you get 3 of them, okay, you can then throw them back into the supply because they convert into a medal, which is points at the end of the game. I'm not going to belabor you with all of the details, how many points, it doesn't matter. All you need to know for now is act like a magpie. Shiny bits better than not shiny bits. Okay, so if you can imagine a situation like this, right, where all 3 spots are taken, does it mean players cannot take beasts anymore? No. This game has no action blocking. This game has opportunity blocking. Another worker can come here and take a beast. They just don't get to take a king's favor. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. When the morning is done, this entire field gets cleaned up. Everything that hasn't been taken goes into the trash. The workers return home. And we move on to noon. So what happens at noon? It's a very, very quick time of day. We're going to have lunch with our diplomats. So we all assemble our individual stack. So for example, I could have that one, you could have this one, and Evan could have this one as an example, okay? And then as the game continues, you'll be adding more diplomats to your stack, just growing upwards, okay? Then we go to the afternoon, and in the afternoon, is when we actually play our cards. So if in the morning we simply collect cards, in the afternoon we play them. Meat and potatoes of the game, if you will, okay? So during the afternoon, you will be buying environments, putting beasts in environments, getting diplomat reactions, selling beast, modifying beast, modifying environments. All types of stuff happens during the afternoon. But you'll see what happened, like we'll actually do it when we do it. Then we move on to the evening. And in the evening, you have to pay the maintenance cost of your entire exhibition. So that would be the cost of your beasts, the costs of your environments, and a very strange thing in this game, the cost of your hand. So if you keep things in your hand, they all have a cost. For example, personnel costs you 1. Diplomats cost you a lot of tea and crumpets if you don't welcome them. Okay, a lot of hotel bills, it's 3 for each. Whereas traders are completely free. Beasts, on the other hand, cannot be kept past the evening. You need to either sell them off, or house them. These are your only options. Okay, cool. So we're pretty much ready to go. I'm going to restart the mod now so it behaves all nice. Yes, go ahead.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I did have one quick question.
Yes.
So if you have a beast and you sell it, and
Yes.
you have it currently modified with a helper, green helper.
Yes. Yes.
Does the green helper stay?
Nope, the green helper goes away. But that trade can be made better by that green helper. Right? Let's see if I can find a quick example. There. So you can imagine, for instance, this beast over here, having been changed to yellow, you can then sell it, and now it's a perfect trade because it's javelin, diurnal, and yellow. So you make 8 money. So this goes in the bin, this goes in the bin, and this one goes in your tableau and counts as points, and you collect 8 coins. Does that make sense? Anything else? All right, let's move on. So I'm going to restart the mod just so it behaves nice and proper, because this mod is scripted, so it's a bit finicky, like all scripted mods. Now, there's 2 buttons here for us to select. Normally, you would play the game with a completely random hand. This is how the game is intended to be played. However, for your first playthrough, this is also in the rulebook and everything, we recommend using a starter hand. I've set up 6 different starter hands. You will be assigned one at random. And therefore, we're going to do this. Now, the hands that you all have received, you will notice have a bunch of cards. Leftmost card is a trader. That has nothing to do with the rest of your hand. Then, in the middle, you have 2 diplomats. The 2 diplomats that you have agree with the beast that you have. Okay? And then finally, you also have a personnel. Can you all see all that?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Now, I'm going to use, again, the green player. The green player is James, I think, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to use James's tableau as sort of our teaching area. So over here, this little mat over here is called the player, is a player mat. It's called the home base. Inside the home base, that's where your workers live. Okay. Then over here, you have a yellow strip. This indicates that this is where your quests are going to be face down. This purple strip indicates that this is where your diplomats will grow in their vertical stack as you add more and more of them. And over here on the left, light blue, this indicates your traders. So as you complete trades, they're going to grow that way. Over here, this is a character card. All of us are playing a character, right? So, which is directly related to their color, right? So when we flip the character, you will be receiving your own respective cage. Now, a cage is an environment that can house one beast whose cost is either 1 or 2. More expensive beasts cannot go in here, okay? But it has no cost of maintenance. Whereas this here is an environment. Now, you receive 1 for free to start the game. You can buy as many as you want for the cost of 3 every afternoon. We'll worry about that when we get there. But it can house 1 beast only of any value, 1 to 5, okay? But not only does it have an acquisition cost of 3, it also has a maintenance cost of 1 every day. Okay? Over here, that's where your money is. Cool. Now we're basically ready to start. Does anybody have any questions? Are we good to start?
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Perfect. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to assemble the turn stack. Now, most games go clockwise or counterclockwise. This game doesn't do either. This game follows a stack. So, for example, if this were the order, orange would go first, green would go second, blue would go third, and yellow would go last. Now, in order for us to determine this, we're going to simply roll the die and see what happens. I rolled a 1, so I think I'm going to go last. Let's see.
I don't think that was a good roll, but I got 3.
That's fine. We got a 3. You can also roll by pressing the letter R.
Oh, yeah.
And
there you go.
There you go. So somebody else?
I got a 4.
Okay, sounds good. Who got a 4? Evan?
Yep, I did.
And
Okay.
Peter?
So, and yeah, Peter, you're last but not least.
Oh, Peter rolled better than normal.
Okay, so Evan and Peter, you need to disambiguate. So roll again. All we know is that I'm last and James is second to last. Okay, so this was Evan. And let's do it again. Hey, there we go. Okay, that's pretty clear.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the normal roll.
There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to put this here, and what you'll notice is in your personal tableau, some of you have received some money. That's because that is dependent on turn order. So, for example, Peter, who's second, he receives 2 coins. And James, who's third, receives 4. And I'm last, so I receive 2 coins plus a king's favor to start. Okay? Now, I'm going to put this cube over here on Dawn, and everybody is going to receive 2 quests. And this is the first time we're going to be using this area. In real life, you would simply be discarding quests here in the middle of the board, but we're going to be using this picture-in-picture to help us, okay? Because it's a little bit easier. Otherwise, on TTS, it's a pain. Now, what do we need to do now? Starting from Evan. Evan, you can only keep 1 quest per day. Today is day 1. So you must discard one of those 2. You want to keep 1 quest that at least vaguely, ideally perfectly, but at least vaguely agrees with your current situation in your hand. It's entirely possible that none of it does.
Which is
Okay.
the case.
Well, there you go. So you want to go with probability. For example, these are my 2 diplomats. I don't mind showing you my hand so you guys can learn, right? If I had a quest that had to do with location and the location was different from this diplomat, obviously that's an open contradiction in between my diplomats and my quest. So that would be a quest that I want to keep. But if I had a quest for colors, in this case, there would be no contradiction at all, right? So I might keep that one. Does that make sense?
So if they have slashes on them, so it's like, it says 2 points and then it has slashes. Is it 2 points per one I pick, or 2 points for each of those?
2 for each of those.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
And
Now the reason why it's,
go ahead.
I was going to say the reason you can use the number of points that you see there as an indicator of how easy or difficult a quest is to do. So if it's got 2 points, it's really, really easy. If it's got 6 points, it's really difficult, right? Doesn't mean you don't want to do it. I'm just saying it's difficult.
Okay. And then what do we do with our discarded one?
You'll see in a moment.
Okay.
We need to wait for Evan to drop something, and then the next person will do it.
Oh.
I just put it right in the drop quest, top left.
Yeah, top left is fine. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so what Evan has dropped, he's dropped a quest that allows you to focus specifically on royals. So for each satisfied royal that you have, you will get an additional 4 points. Now, the next person in turn order is Pizza. Now, Pizza, what you can do is you can drop both of your quests to take the one that Evan has dropped. Okay, and this can be done any day. Okay, so it's up to you. You must be left with one quest in your hand. So either drop one or drop two and take his. Okay, we got Dragonology. Okay, so he's just dropping Dragonology. That's for each dragon, 6 points. Okay, so now it's James' turn.
Hold on.
There's some difficulties. Here you go.
I thought I was
He's
amazing
terrible.
at Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
I got you, no problem. Okay, so he's dropping pairs of sunnies, of diurnals. Okay, so it's now my turn. I am going to drop one that perhaps some of you may find juicy. Let's see. I'm going to drop different species. So each different species that you have gives you 2 points. And we now go back to Evan. Evan, if you think that any of the things available here is more attractive to you than the one you have, you can swap. And this continues until we're all as happy as we can be. Your trash, my treasure. Otherwise, you can pass, Evan, if you're happy with what you have.
I'm not happy with what I have, so
Well, then swap-a-roo. There's bound to be something that makes you at least vaguely happy here.
I think that the pairs of the
The
diurnals,
diurnals?
yeah. I think we
Okay,
can take
so-
that one.
Yeah, let me teach you a trick. If you press the number 1 while hovering on a card, it will go straight to your hand. Now, the other one you can drop there. Okay, giants. Okay, cool. Now, it's back to Peter. Anything here that suddenly
Yeah.
tickles your fancy?
The ecosystem one, again, you said it's for each different type.
Yes, and that's a very easy quest to do. So
Right. And I like going easy, especially on my first time in a game. So I'm going to drop
white.
this one
Yes.
here for you, and I will grab that one.
Sounds bueno. Okay, so now, James, back to you. Did you want any of this stuff, or are you happy?
You're muted.
You're muted. That's what you are.
I like mine. I'm going to keep what I got. It's good.
Okay.
Sounds
Well,
good.
it's
I'm
easy. It's easy.
I'm instead gonna do a swap-a-roni. I was very
Ooh.
keen on throwing away ecosystem because I didn't like either of mine. This one is for aristocrats, but because we have a starting hand, all of us only have patrons. But I'm definitely interested in giantology. The reason
Nice.
why I'm interested in this is because I have a lady that wants giants, and I also have a giant. So
Oh,
that's-
nice.
There you
That's
go.
quite
Good
nice.
start. Good start.
Okay, so back to Evan. Are you happy? We're good? Is everybody
Actually,
happy?
No,
Oh.
I'm not happy now.
Yeah, he wants
Because
that
You
white.
want-
I want that white.
Yeah, he does.
Because I
He'll
may
never
be in
be
a
happy.
similar situation to Mike. So
There you go. Okay, I happen to know your set now. So,
Yeah.
anybody else, Peter?
I'm
James?
going to go ahead and pass.
I'm happy.
Okay, I'm happy. I think we're all happy. Off we go.
All right.
So we throw these away. Oh, there's a random quest over here. I don't know what that is. I'm going to shuffle that. Now, all of your quests that you have in your hand, press F to flip them while still in your hand. You don't want other people to know what you have. And then you drag them and put them in front of your home base where it's indicated. That's it. Perfect. Yeah, that's great. All right, awesome. Now we move on to the morning. Boom. Welcome to information hell. Now, let me teach you how to go about this information hell. So over here, these are my 2 diplomats, right? Now, they already give me some information as to what I'm looking for, right? So let's say this chap over here, he only wants beasts from Javelin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scan the field, but only filtering the information that matters to me, okay? So no, 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 yes, no, 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 yes. Okay, so I found 2 Javelin beasts. Now, I'm also interested in giants. Oh, hello. This one is a giant from Javelin. This is pretty much jackpot, right? It's kind of the best beast possible for my current situation. Now, if you don't find anything, don't fret. There's nothing to worry about. You have 2 more days. So there's nothing to panic, right? But the point is, you can now start searching for beasts that may work for you and go here with a worker, take a beast and a king's favor, and simply grab that beast into your hand. Okay. So, Evan, open the floodgates.
Okay, so let's scan here. I want those and that and this.
In this current quiet moment, I would like to already go ahead and say, I love the art.
Okay, well, one thing that I want your audience to know is, because this will be important to some people, this art was started from AI. What do I mean? It was originally generated via AI, then I refined it via AI, then I refined it manually. It's a process that took me months, right? Now, lots of people will still find issue with this. I accept that. Everybody should be aware, if you're back in this project and you're buying yourself a copy, you're going to be playing something that has at least some degree of AI generation within it. Now,
I just really appreciate the transparency, but I also like the, it sounds like the process you went through to get something that you really appreciated as well. So,
yep. And it looks consistent too. So the art's
it does.
Good. I like the art.
That sounds grand. I just want everybody to be aware, because some people find it really irksome. So, and I accept that, I respect that, but you know, anyway, thank you.
I only find it irksome if you take the monster I want, and then we have words, dear sir. We'll see.
Well, tell me which one you want, and
no, no, that's a bad habit.
I can tell you which one he wants.
There's a little saying that has been sort of emergently been appearing in this game, which is the measurement of your hatred for your opponent larger than the measurement of your love for yourself? Yeah. Because for each action that you spend on hurting someone else, you're effectively hurting yourself by throwing that action away, unless you have a clever use for that action, if that makes sense.
Well, I do have a spy called Edmund.
Yeah, well, don't talk to your spy. And
yeah, that's right. Seriously. No cheating, James.
Oh,
all right, Evan.
That's right. He's gone rogue.
Okay. He's gone rogue.
All right, so I think I know which one I want.
All right.
All right. So you have workers in your home base, which you can drag all the way to there. Yeah. Drop it right there as an example. I will give you a king's favor now. I'll put it close to your money. And now you can take any one beast you want.
All right. Well, I was thinking about this one.
Yes, I think that's an excellent choice. I am reasonably confident that you were eyeing 2 beasts, right?
Yes.
And the reason why that choice that you picked is very good is because there is a diplomat here, a royal, that wants a horse from the land of Merkur, which is what you just got. So the right side of her, the left side of her is done. Now, if you scan the field, you'll find out that there is no bird from Angelion. However, at least today, she is a reasonable risk to take for the future. You taking that horse makes it essentially impossible for anyone to take her unless they already have a horse in their hand, which is...
Or they hate me.
Well, yeah. In that case, they really hate themselves, because failing diplomats is really painful. So anyway, next, it's Peter. So Peter, this lifeline over here has been cut off, right? What you want to do is you want to draft a beast that kind of also leads you someplace, ideally. So let's see what you'll do. Here's a King's Favor for you. Sorry, which beast did you take?
Oh, the Surface Carver.
You're right, the big fish.
Yep, big fish.
Okay, this is a really clever choice for 2 reasons. A, you could be going after Double Wind Lady. B, you could be trying to sell it. And there's no way for us to know. However, if somebody nicks her from you, you have plan B. This is a very important way in which you play Beast and Diplomacy properly. You develop these multi-tiered plans. James, your turn.
Yeah, it gets to be. Well, that was an interesting option. Good.
Let's see.
Waiting for the, whoa, James did that, and I don't know why.
I don't know why. It makes no sense. Oh, man, that guy's cheap. Taking this guy.
Oh, that is very rude. Press the number 1 while hovering on the card, and it'll go straight in your
There you
hand.
go.
If you then need to rotate the card, you can press the Q and E letters while hovering on the card.
It's rude,
Okay, so
but it works for me.
Well, it will work for me as well in a really weird way. You'll find out. So over here, now, I could come here, but there are no more King's Favors. And I am too attracted to the shinies. Now, you took the Surface Carver. Well, my friend, it's time to have us a little bit of a fisticuffs. I'm not going to let you get Windy Lady. I'm going to take her. Sorry.
Nope, it's okay.
So now it's back to Evan. Now, the same logic applies to you. You can take a beast if you want to, but etc. Now, shall we start talking a little bit about these bad boys? The personnel. So this is the harder bit of the game. This is where you need to kind of learn the cards a little bit. But starting from the top, we have the Sun Mistress. She changes a beast into diurnal. It must be nocturnal, of course, right? Somewhat useful today with this lady or this chap. Both of them want a diurnal beast. So even if you find a nocturnal black or a nocturnal gray, you can then swap it to diurnal, etc. The Trainer is an incredibly powerful card. It's a modification for an environment, and what he does is he alone will be worth as many points as the beast, but ×2. So obviously an ideal beast for him to be under is a 5, right? Now you have 3 days to find yourself a 5. The problem with all 5s is they're a pain in the backside to maintain. They're very expensive, but he's a very, very powerful card. Then we go to the Seer. The Seer allows you to get 3 beasts from the bottom of one of the 2 decks, and then you get to keep one of them. You basically go somewhere in the pool where we'll never see beasts. The Beastmaster is a bit of an insane one. The Beastmaster allows you to deploy a worker in the tired position immediately. You guys don't even know what that is, okay? But I'll tell you in a moment. And what he then allows you to do is you can name a characteristic. Let's say, for example, you could say fiend or cat, right? And then you can take up to 3 beasts that match that characteristic. For example, these 3, right? So it's very powerful. Normally, when somebody takes this, everybody immediately flings themselves into the beast area to try and save whatever it is that they need, right? The problem with the Beastmaster is you need to take them first and then use them. However, you could take them now and then keep them for the following day for the cost of 1. That's also a reasonable move. Now, the Metal Man is a modification that goes into the cage, and it costs you 1. Now, after you put him in, you cannot put a beast in here. If you do, he gets trashed. Now, every evening, he will give you an income of 1, which is a tiny amount. It's a nominal amount. But what isn't nominal is the amount of points. Now, the Pickpocket is literally the exact opposite of the Metal Man. So he goes also in the cage, also doesn't allow for anybody to be there, but gives you 4 money at the beginning of every morning and 1 point. This one is a great card at the beginning of the game. Because it creates a bit of an engine for money making. So, Evan, now that your head is filled with information, you can decide where you want to
go. Yeah.
King's Favors are only available here, here, and here.
All right, so I don't need a trader right now. So I'm either going to be looking at diplomats or trainer, these guys. Go for that, but that's... I think. And then when can we can get more though? Don't mind me as I talk to myself a little bit.
Carry on. Happy to help. It's just that what you said wasn't a question, so it's very difficult for me to answer.
So
here's the king's favor for you.
Yep. I'm going to. I think I'm actually going to take the pickpocket here.
Come on.
All right. Next is Peter.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and go up here to
Diplomats, yeah.
the diplomats.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to go ahead and grab this royal here.
Uh-huh. Sounds good. Okie doke. Now it's James.
Now for the different lands that we can get, the environments, we purchase those when we're getting ready to put down cards, right? I don't get them now.
That's correct.
Okay.
They're all bought. You see it right here. There's a Roman numeral 4. That's the afternoon, and it costs you 3 money. Yep. Off you go.
Yeah, I don't know if Evan stole my thing because Evan's evil.
Hey, you stole mine.
That's true.
So,
but it's
I'm not
less
having
evil
it.
because I did it.
Sharing is caring.
Jared is good. Yeah, it's true. Oh, man. All right, well, I think I want to... All right, I think we're going to go up here.
Here's the king's favor for you.
And I think we're going to try this.
The trainer? Yeah.
If
you take the trainer, you'll make Peter cry a little bit on the inside.
No, I'll be okay. I'll take the trainer away from Peter.
Yeah, he doesn't mind making me cry. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I just collect his tears in a cup.
That was definitely where I was thinking for the next one. So
yes, it's my turn. Now I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to take a king's favor, which graduates into a medal because it's my third.
Okay.
So I got my first 2 points from medals. Now I'm going to take this trader over here. Now, before I do, because I'm teaching you the game, see if you guys can spot which beast I'm going to be targeting. Evan wins.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Nervous. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So if any of you is very keen on getting that, that's, now is the time. However, I do have a plan B.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that the hatred will be slow enough not to catch up to me too fast. So back to you, Evan.
Back to me already.
Yeah, now obviously all of this information that I'm openly disclosing would be generally kept under wraps, right? You try to keep quiet. However, it is against the spirit of the game not to show a card. If somebody tells you, I'm sorry, which card did you just take? We usually show it to one another.
That's fair enough.
Okay, so go ahead, Evan.
Okay. Let me look at what I've gotten so far. I've got those and that.
You still have a king's favor available there for this lovely lady that you planned on taking. Potentially. I don't know. I don't know what goes through your head.
Yeah, sometimes I don't even know what goes through my head, so...
That's right. Join the club.
Okay. So I think... I will take the lady here.
Okay, you now have received your third king's favor, so I'm going to swap him, and here's your medal. Peter, your turn. The final king's favor is over there, if you wanted it.
And this is our third placement for this dawn, correct?
For this morning, yes.
Yeah, this morning, sorry.
Now, don't worry about it. Your third placing is not your last.
No, right.
This game has a lot of weird stuff. Weird information coming soon. Stay tuned.
Sure, let's go ahead and do that then.
Mm.
There is a good trader down there for one beast. In fact, there are two.
But these beasts are going away or not going away?
They are going to go away, but you do get an opportunity now to relocate your workers. You'll see what that means when I actually explain,
Okay.
which is going to be very soon. But yeah, the point is, of those traders that you see there,
Yeah.
there are beasts that work.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and take the trader at the... Oh, well, let me double check real quick. Yeah. I'm gonna take this one here, the top right.
Sounds good. Thank you for informing me exactly what my next move is. James?
You're very welcome.
I always appreciate information. What was it? No win is half the battle?
Correct. G.I. Joe, all the way.
I thought it was the Transformers.
At the end of every G.I. Joe episode, knowing is half the battle.
Sorry, I'm Eurotrash. I don't know these things. I foreigner.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take this one.
Interesting. You might be sacrificing your own fish for that. Interesting choice. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to steal this from Peter. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Most kind. Okay, now, Evan, we ran out of workers. So what are our options? Option number one, you can pass. Now, what happens if you pass? You get a +1 money. Okay? Now, if you pass and everybody else also passes, everybody collects a coin until the last person. The last person in a full cycle to pass doesn't collect a coin, but he or she has the power to end the morning immediately. Okay? That's why they don't collect a coin. However, if anybody after you have passed does anything, the turn comes back to you eventually. So then you can either pass again or play, which means sometimes if you have psychoanalyzed your opponents correctly, you can milk them for money and then act further. But I'll let you discover these emergent properties. Okay.
John will like that since he can pass for coins or power, as he does so frequently.
It's just for money. Yeah, the thing is, it's a double-edged sword because sometimes you may be passing and you have lots of cards. I've taught this lesson to quite a few members of the community that they were passing on purpose to sort of milk others. And then I was the last person to decide. And I went, you know what? Pass. And then they were left like 7 cards they didn't want in their hands. It was very painful because you need to maintain your hand in this game, right? So anyway, option 1 is passing. Option 2 is you can play personnel cards, your green card, right? As long as they are legal to play, you can play them. All right. Now, all of our cards are legal to play. We have a starter hand, right? Now, number 3, and that, by the way, takes your turn. There is no such thing as a flash action in Beast and Diplomacy during the morning. Everything takes your turn. Okay. So if you do that, you forego using a worker. In fact, you can do that before using all of your workers. Then you have like a staggered amount of workers compared to the others, which sometimes is advantageous. Anyway, option number 3, and this is sort of the more important one, it's relocate workers. Now, let me show you how this works conceptually. So this worker of mine over here that's blue, this worker can move anywhere else other than where he is. So for example, he can go to the diplomats or to the personnel or to the traders. Now, he will go over here, then I will hover on the worker and either press the letter R or the letter F to make him tired. A tired worker is a worker that can no longer relocate for the rest of this morning. Okay? Now, observe that I could leave areas that open King's favors for others or myself. Okay? So, how do we do this? There are 2 ways. You can pay 5 from your money, okay? Or discard 2 cards from your hand onto the field so that they become draftable for others and yourself, really, at a later turn. Not this turn, but any later turn. So obviously, because we have a starting hand, it's very unlikely that we will be discarding right now. It's more likely that we will pay. So these are your 3 options. Pass, use a personnel, or relocate. Off you go.
Evan starts with pass.
Evan
You
does
might
start
do.
with pass.
Really?
Yeah, here's
Really?
a coin for you.
And Evan gets a
Okay.
coin.
Off we go, Peter.
I'll also be passing.
Okay, 1 money for Peter.
No, I don't want any of that nonsense. I'm going to move my worker over here, correct?
Are you spending a 5?
5 money to do it?
Yeah. Okay.
And then I lay him down, right?
Yep.
And then I can take this fishy.
You can.
Okay.
That makes sense. That's reasonable. I will not be passing. Nobody has taken this Beastmaster yet, and that's just criminal. So I'm definitely going over there. Thank you ever so much.
So you had to pay
No.
5. You get to do that thing. Yay.
That's correct. And I'm now down. So it's now back to Evan.
Evan passes.
He might do. It's okay.
I might. What does this guy do again?
Which guy?
Oh, the guy in my hand. I forgot.
That makes it very
Okay.
difficult for me to answer.
Your green card, the goblin who gives you money
No.
each round?
No, the other card that I have in my hand.
Oh. Edmund?
There's a handy cheat sheet that I can look
Oh,
at.
there is.
It'll tell
but
me
it's
exactly
Yeah.
what it
my
does.
Spy tell us.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, you
Okay.
can play that card. It's almost certainly going to give you new information that could be very useful to you right now. For example, it could tell you which diplomat to go to. If anybody presses R in their hand, you're going to shuffle your own hand. I have no idea why that feature exists in Tabletop Simulator, but enjoy. I should probably override that. I probably can. Whatever.
Yeah,
Just
why
press
take away
R.
half the fun?
I don't know. Somebody's got to fix this mess of a software.
Oh
Ooh.
my goodness.
All right, I'm going to play a personnel.
Okay.
Whee! Okay, let's see it. You can put it in here just temporarily or something, and so we can all
Okay.
see it. Yeah, no, that one cannot be played right now. That one can only be played in the afternoon. All modifications.
that's
have
right,
an
that's right.
afternoon. Yeah,
I can
yeah,
do this one though.
that makes a lot of sense. So go ahead and hover on top of the traders. I'll take it into the trash. Don't worry. Hover on top of the traders and press the number 3. Now, of these 3, you must trash 2 and keep 1. Look around, see if any beasts kind of work for one of those traders. For example, you'd be a very lucky man if you got a perfect trader for this dragon. That would be nice.
That would be very nice. Unfortunately, that is not the case.
C'est la vie.
Oh. Oh. I really like that one, but that doesn't work. Okay, I think I know which one I'm keeping.
Okay, so
Let me
go ahead and
double-check
throw the
this.
others into the trash.
All right, where's the trash? There's the trash.
Right there. Yeah, that one. Okay, reasonable. Interesting, because it would be a good sale for this. It's a 5 for this. But you might, I'm sure you have already figured out your stuff. Next, Peter.
I will go ahead and also be playing one of the things that Evan just did.
Oh, that was very simple. It gives you 2 traders. So simply hover on the trader pile. Yeah.
And
Go
I just
ahead
put
and
this
drop
in the
there.
trash. Okay.
Perfect. Take 2 traders from there by pressing the number 2. And you keep both of them, so you don't even need to think. Now,
All right.
next, now you can think on your own time, though. Next is James.
I'll play that guy. So that gives
Which
me
guy?
3 beasts, and I pick one, right?
That's correct, from the top of one of the 2 decks. Mhm.
Okay. So which
Now
one
you
do
get to
I-
keep 1. I don't know if the microphone is picking up my squeaky chair. I apologize.
It's all
if
good.
it's-
It's all good. Oh, you're horrible.
I'm
like
a-
one of the
I'm a board
matches
game
for one
developer,
thing,
I'm
one of the
poor.
matches doesn't match the other. Oi.
Now, fellas, I should like to remind you that you can drop any 2 cards to relocate. So even if you got stuff that's absolute rubbish, you can throw them down with another card. Oof.
What do I do with the cards? Do they go to a trash?
2 of them go to the trash. The trash is right here.
Yeah.
Face up.
We'll face off.
Oh, you rude man.
I know, right?
Oh, that was very, very, very displeasing, to be honest. That's okay. I shall play the splitter. Now, the splitter will give me 3 beasts from the middle of a deck. So I'm going to split the rightmost deck into 2. Now, because of TTS quirkiness, the top half is actually the bottom half.
Okay.
So I'm going to press 3 on it. Then I need to reassemble it. Then I need to resplit it. Then I need to reassemble it in order for the world to be back correct.
Well, that's just a hassle.
I just love that you know it. So
Well, you know, I'm an engineer. I need to think about these
absolutely.
things. So I'm going to chuck this bird away, so somebody may be a bit sad. And then I'm going to throw this horse away. Goodbye. Goodbye, white horse from M. Sorry, Evan.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay. Cool. Back to you, Evan.
Okay. So I need to relocate a guy to do some stuff.
You can if you want to.
I can because I need to.
All right. In that case,
So-
spend 5. Off you go. Ooh,
Okay.
where do you open up a hole?
So I think I'm going to open it up over here.
Mm-hmm. Right. Drop
then-
them there.
F. And then I'm going to take, which one was it that I needed? It was this one.
Oof. Okay. So next is Peter. You have an open hole now that you could take advantage of by, say, taking the Metalman or the Seer, should you want to.
Right. And again, to relocate is either 5 or drop 2 cards.
Correct. And because you've used the Tycoon, you have way more extra cards than everyone else. So
I'm getting nervous about the amount of cards I have in my hand.
that's all right. Don't worry about it. You can get worse than this. Not by much, but somewhat.
Yeah. So
Very
I'm
soon,
gonna,
your finances are going to prohibit you getting more cards. Yes, go ahead, Peter.
I'm going to go ahead and just drop 2 cards.
Mhm.
Go
ahead. Nope, they go on the field.
Thank
So-
you.
Over here, yeah.
Okay. So
One of the
those
slots,
over
whichever
there.
one. And then another one. Yeah, sounds good. This was potentially interesting for Evan. Okay, you get to move.
All right. And I will relocate this
Mhm.
worker.
Yeah, you go up there, you get a king's favor, and then collapse your guy. There, we're gonna collapse him. Boom.
All right. And I grabbed the seer.
The seer. Yeah, perfect. Next, James.
How does the Iron Man work again?
The metal man goes in your cage, takes the cage all to himself,
Right.
gives you 1 money in income every evening, which is not a lot, but it gives you 6 points at the end of the game, which is a lot.
Yeah. I sort
Is
of
it,
think I'm
is
not
it
gonna be
time to
able to
squander?
play this card, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And I'll put him on the mat. And I will move him.
Wait. You need to drop 2 cards, not just one.
I did.
Did you?
I did a
Which
beast
one?
and a trader.
Where's the beast?
He's
Did I
the
miss it?
horse.
This
Oh,
horse right
this
here.
goes right
Yep,
here.
goes over there.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. And I lost
Uh,
my green guy. Where'd I drop the ball?
There.
Yeah, he's going over there, and I'm gonna get the Iron Man.
Okay, sounds great. Well, I'm very glad you people left me a few spaces over here. I'm going to spend a 5 to relocate. And I'm going to relocate from here to here. I'm going to take a king's favor, and I'm going to take this fiend. Back to Evan. So, Evan, you have one thing I should tell everybody is there is an inherent advantage to having all of your workers tired at the end of the morning. If you do, you will be receiving 1 king's favor per day. Because on the first day, this is very easy to do. It's just 1 king's favor. But on the second day, it's already 2. And on the third day is a straight medal. So having everybody tired has advantages, but it does chew through your own personal supply of money. So
Okay. So I think I need to relocate.
From where to where?
I got to figure out how I'm gonna do it. First off,
Fair enough.
I think I'm just gonna pay for it.
Here's the 5 back.
Thank you. And then I'm going to, where's my orange guys? All right, I'm going to take this one to here.
Here's the king's favor for you.
And then I'm going to take this card.
Oh, I think I know your plan, my friend. Sounds good. Peter.
I'm gonna
That
pass.
just means I'm doing things right.
Now, for
Yes.
my Metal Man, I can't play him till the 4th phase, right?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah, so I
That's
pass.
totally normal. Okay, here's a coin for you. I'm definitely not passing because I know where Evan's going next. I'm paying a 5 to relocate from here to up here. I'm going to take a king's favor, and I'm going to take this trader. This insect trader, in case somebody was interested. Not that that tells you anything, but there you go. Okay, back to you, Evan. Now, everybody's already semi-passing, so you may want to pass just so Peter gets out of the way here, assuming I've read you correctly. But if you wait too long, Peter may simply pass, and I'm going to pass because all my guys are down, right? So
yeah, I'm going to be passing.
Oh, okay. Here's a coin for you. Peter?
Pass.
I shall
James?
also take a point.
And I shan't because it's over. So I am the only one who's got all of the workers down. So I receive a king's favor, which is my 2nd medal. Okay, here we go. We move on to noon. Now, everybody, assemble your list of diplomats. You do it on the right side of your home bases. Okay, I'm going to do my own over here.
Does it really matter the order you put them in?
Absolutely not. But some people do like to put them in ascending order of difficulty or whatever. I've never seen a reason to do that personally. Okay. Yeah. Now, Peter, if you want your life to be a little bit easier, what you want to do is you want to lower your lift height, which is the option at the top of the screen. All the way to the right, there's 2 options. One that has the rotation degrees. The ideal for that is 90 in this game. And then the lift height, you want it to be as low as possible. That will make the card lift as little as you can see me lift it here. Whereas because your lift height is very, very high, you are doing sort of,
Yeah, I've changed it now.
aiming. Yes. Okay, cool. Right. So what's happening? Everybody's done it? Yes. Brilliant. Let's move on to afternoon. Now we're going to start from Evan. Okay, Evan. So here's what happens now. You are going to be displaying beasts by housing them. And us, your opponents, we are visiting your exhibition, thematically speaking, and our diplomats will be evaluating your beasts. For all of your beasts that our diplomats like, when you house them, we will be receiving money, which is a bit weird. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out. You will want to house, for example, your white fish, pretty sure, right? That's a fish you want to keep. Okay, so if you want to show one, please put it in the new beast box. Like I said, what you would be doing in real life, you will be physically showing this object like so to a player. This is some random prototype I was working on, right? And then they will evaluate it. I can probably get the real deal here, can't I? Like so. You'll be showing it. Where's the camera? There, right? And then people would evaluate their characteristics. So let's use James as an example. So James, you're looking at your own diplomats and you're going, okay, this lady wants a black beast. Is this black? It's not, it's white. So that's a no. Is it from Teutonica, from T? That's also a no. So you receive nothing, right? Peter will go, Angelian, no. Gray, no. It's not a herbivore, and it's not nocturnal. So that's all no's. I am going to go not javelin, not giant, not wing. So it's all no's. Evan, for you, it is white and merker. So you receive 2 coins. And there they are. Now that everybody has reacted, you can move the beast either to the cage or to the environment. It's up to you. Makes no difference.
Okay. Now, since I'm going to play the pickpocket later, I probably don't want to put it in the cage.
Makes sense. You can always move beasts to your heart's content whenever you want. So.
Oh, I can shift them around if so.
That's correct.
Okay.
So now you may have some trades that you're making, right? I don't know if you have or don't, but you can trade in two ways. So to trade, of course, you need the trader and the beast, right? Now, you can trade a beast that is in one of your environments, or you can trade a beast directly out of your hand. What's the difference between these processes? Well, the beast that you have in an environment that you trade has been housed first, which means you can get reactions for housing a beast. So if housing a beast would benefit you, you can house it first and then sell it, if that makes sense. Okay? Or you can bypass all reactions and sell a beast directly out of your hand. You do all of these actions all in a row, by the way. We wait until you're finished. Wait or pay attention.
Oh, okay. So I can keep going then.
Carry on.
Okay.
This is your show.
Can he show more than one beast or just one per thing?
Yeah, no. He's going to show all of his stuff.
Okay.
Right?
And then if I want to, I can buy another
environment for the cost of 3.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to sell a beast from my hand.
Okay, so go ahead and put the beast and the trader in this area, just so we can evaluate your trade. Okay. And what's the beast? That's illegal because it's not a dragon.
Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Sorry.
Here you go.
Oh, that's right. It's got to be the. You have to meet.
It has the top. Yes.
Oh,
has
okay.
to be a dragon.
Then I got the wrong card. That won't work.
That's okay. This is a heck of a card to keep. Mm-hmm. If that dragon shows up, you'll be a happy camper. Mm-hmm. So you can also sell a beast off by simply throwing it away for its value or 2, whichever is lower.
Okay, so well, I'm going to have to buy
an environment.
Environment. That's the
okay,
word.
I'll spend your 3. You can simply drag it down and put it there. Flip it, rotate it, and boom. There. Whoop. There you go.
Okay.
You're good?
Yep,
now what goes in there?
Then we are going to put...
Yeah, first put it in the new beast area so people can react. Right. No reactions for me. Anybody else getting anything?
No reactions for me.
Nope.
How much do you get, Evan?
All right, so it's from the territory.
Yeah, it's from Merker.
And it's a horse, so I get those 2.
That's correct. You receive a 3. 2 from her and 1 from him. Okay, next.
Okay, and then I can do, this is where I can do my pickpocket now, because
you can spend 1, so we're going to spend 1 of your coins and just chuck it in here. Yeah, just like so. That's perfect. And now we lift that. That's it.
Okay.
Anything else?
Then
bear in mind, you cannot keep those beasts in your hand. I mean, if you do, until the evening, you're going to have to sell them off by just throwing them away. So your horse may make sense to play. The other one may make sense to simply chuck if you don't have anything better.
all right, so I'm going to get another habitat.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to play the horse.
Okay, so I'm not getting any reactions for that, but James is.
Yes, it's a dark horse. So I got a coin.
That's right. There you go. Thank you, friend.
Yep.
You're welcome.
No, you're evil.
And then I get a horse and the territory, so I get 3.
Yeah. That is correct. And here's your 3. Okay, now you can drag it in here. Okay, so now if you look at your current budgetary costs, right? you have 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 3 is 11. The beast that's in your hand is almost certainly dead weight. You cannot
Yep.
pay for it. So you should just throw it away right now to save yourself getting an environment. So you can just put it in the trash and you can declare that you're selling it off directly out of your hand for a 2, right?
Yep.
Because it's value or 2, whichever is lower. My apologies for not having been clear enough in explaining how traders work. But yes, the top criterion is mandatory. So, okay, and you have 10 money, but remember your pickpocket feeds you a 4, so you will definitely survive. You'll be poor as chips unless the others feed you, but you will survive. All right, next is Peter. Yeah, I should say something else as well. In the next days, the order of players is going to depend on poverty. Whoever is poorer is going to go further up.
Okay.
Which may or may not be a technique. Okay, so Peter, your jam.
So I'm pretty sure I can go ahead and play the seer, correct?
Yes, you certainly
So
can.
that is to draw 3 beasts and keep 1.
Yeah, but from the bottom. Which of the 2 decks would you like?
We'll go for the right here.
Okay. There you go. 1, 2, 3, right there. Draw them
Okay.
all. And now you get to keep 1 of those. The other 2 go in the trash.
All right.
Yes.
I shall be right back.
Yep. I'll react for you if you need. Unfortunately, I designed the game so that it doesn't have any downtime. Unless people are thinking. So.
Right. Oh, shoot. Okay. So
the issue with playing the seer right now is that you cannot react to whatever you get because the market has been destroyed. So
yeah. No. Okay. So I'm just going to, I know which one I'm going to keep, and I will get rid of the other 2, and I get those in the trash where you guys can see them, correct?
I'm sorry, can you please repeat the question?
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of 2 of the beasts.
Yeah.
And I put them
public.
All right. So there's that one.
Whoa, that's sad. Oh, another one. Oh boy. Okay, 2 dragons gone. All right. Now, what are you gonna do next?
So now I will go ahead and house a beast. So I'm going to put it up in the new beast section so you guys can react.
Yes, nothing for me. That's quite a lot for you, Peter.
It is, yes. So for me, how much does that total then?
Well, so you check each diplomat, right? So is it Angelion? Right. Yes, that's 1
Yes.
coin. Is it Grey? Yes, 1 coin. Is it Nocturnal and Angelion? Yes, 2 coins. So 4 in total.
Okay, that's what I thought. Fantastic.
Yeah, now you can put it into the cage. Everybody else has reacted. I've checked
right.
Evan's situation and it was nothing for him.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
And then I will go ahead and showcase another beast.
Oh, 2 for me, finally. Thank you. Most kind, sir.
Nothing for me.
And
nobody else cares.
If I know for sure that's just 2, that's 2 more for me again.
That is correct.
Awesome.
Here you go.
Getting rich there, Peter. You should hand me some money. I'll give you nothing for it.
Go ahead and house that creature as well.
Yes. And you now have 1 extra 1. Now you need to decide, are you going to simply throw it away or sell it? Or are you going to house it? If you house it, you need an environment, which costs you 3.
Right. I'm just going to go ahead and sell it, I guess.
Sell it to a trader or sell it off?
Sell it off.
Okay, so just throw it into the trash. Now its value is a 2, so you receive 2.
Okay.
Okay. See, you could have played that one. You would have been the only one who would have gotten a reaction for 1 because it's Angelion.
Correct.
Now, you would have played it before playing the fish, got the reaction, thrown it into the bin, so this would have been free, and then put the fish in. Does that make sense?
It's good to know that that's how that works, yeah.
Yeah, you could have done it that way. Okay, cool. You're finished. Cool. Now it's James' turn.
Yep, I'm going to play the middleman, so I have to pay a coin.
That costs you a 1. Yeah.
Then I'm going to
Feed me with
display
that
this
giant.
fish.
No, nothing for me.
Gives me
Anybody else?
1 coin.
That's correct.
Nothing for me.
Correct. And it's nothing for Peter yet.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and
Next.
sell that fish.
Okay, so let's evaluate the sale. Fish, yes. Carnivore, no. Teutonica, yes. So you get yourself a 5. So this goes over here, this goes over here, and here's your 5. Next. Now you see I've put the trader over here. That's because it counts as points at the end of the game. That doesn't do anything else there.
All right, I'm going to display this guy.
Mm-hmm. That's nothing for me. How
Nothing.
much is it?
Should be 2 for me.
That's correct.
Nothing
Okay,
for
now
me.
you can put it in here. And now if you want one more environment for your next beast,
Which I do.
we can pay a 3. There you go.
And I'll display him.
Oh, finally, thank you. 1, 2.
Yeah, that gives me 1.
Yes. That was a very rude pick.
I am
See,
getting
when-
nothing from any of you.
Yep.
That's right. That's one of the things with the starter hands. There's a lot less hatred between people.
Mhm.
It's a little bit gentler.
We'll find hatred
done
between
for
each
me.
other. It's fine.
Don't worry, it's coming. Okay, so now I should like to begin. Now, do I want to be last? Let me take a look at your situation. So Peter is going to owe an 8, which means he's going to be having a 20 left. James is going to owe a 5, but he receives a 1, so he's going to be left with 18.
I'll be pretty rich.
And the poorest, without question, is going to be Evan. Now, I don't want to be last. That's what's important. So I should like to begin by selling this for perfect. It's Lightning, Imperium, and Sunny. So I get myself an 8. There. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to display this giant, which is a 2 for me. Anybody get any reactions?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Nope.
You're welcome. Then I'll play this for a 3, which is an
Hey, I get
environment.
something on that one.
Yeah, hey! No, you don't. Wrong location.
Oh. Wrong side.
Yeah. Wrong location, sorry. So I don't think anybody else gets anything.
Nope.
So I'll put this away. Now I'm going to play this insect for a 1. And there you go, Evan. Don't say I don't do nothing for you.
Yay. I get 1.
Nobody else gets anything, I think.
No.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So I'm finished. Now, you can see that in my hand, I kept these 3 cards. Normally, in real life, you basically put the cards down so everybody can see the back of the cards, and this gets added to my costs, okay? So I have a +1 because of this. Okay, cool. So now we go to the evening, starting from Evan. Your total cost, well, first you receive the income of 4. There we go. And your total cost is? Dun, dun, dun. You might be muted.
I am muted. Yep, it's 11.
That's correct. I thought you were really bad at arithmetic, but you were just muted. Okay, so Peter, your turn.
So Evan gained 4 and then paid
And then
11.
spent 11, so he's left with 4. You gain nothing because you have no
Gotcha.
modifications like he does.
Correct.
So
So
your
I
total,
just owe 8.
that's exactly right. So we're gonna remove these, and you're left with 20. Next,
I actually owe 6, don't I? Because of my card in my hand.
first you receive one coin,
Yeah.
and yes, you're correct. You owe 6 because of the card in your hand. Okay, and now if I've planned it correctly, I will be going second. So let's see.
And I will not be last.
No, you'll
No,
be third.
I will be last.
You'll be third.
That's
so
right.
My total cost is 8. So I am left with 9, and yes, I planned it correctly. Now, just for your information, I have this particular insect over here for which I took this perfect trader before. That would have given me a 12. And I wouldn't have needed an environment. this would almost certainly have put me in the last position, which I really did not want, right? So that's why I decided to deliberately keep this particular insect, but who knows, it may open other opportunities in the future. Okay, cool. So we've all paid. Now we reestablish the turn order. So Peter's last. Then there is James. Then there's myself. And finally, Evan. Evan, who today is going to have a few problems. A, he cannot relocate at all with money. And B, he needs to focus on making some money, because otherwise he's going to have a very bad day before the next one begins. Okay, so everybody receives new quests. Now go ahead and draw your old quest back into your hand, just so you have reference of it, because you can actually discard your old one. Now, we start from Evan. This time you keep 2 of them, because it's day 2. So go ahead and drop one of them into the dropped quests. Cats. I don't think I'm interested in cats, but here you go, Evan. I have do I want to give you this gift? Do you deserve my gifts?
I don't know. It's going to have to be pretty good based off of what I have in my hand.
I'm going to give this gift to the others. There. So for each 2 nocturnals, you get a 5, which in the case of James is only 1 hit. Already 1 hit.
You can see in his face he's contemplating it.
He's contemplating it. I can't see it in his face. The reflection is too strong.
Yeah, I know. Like, wait. There we go.
No!
I'm blinding you. That's how I win games.
There you go. It's your turn, by the way, James.
Oh.
You get to, if you want to, swap 2 of yours for one of those. For one of these.
I'm going to put this one here. I don't know why it's flipped.
It's fine.
Oops,
There you
I
go.
flipped it back.
Yeah.
Alright. I get this one. Oh, it flips it when I move it over, and then I'll just grab this one.
Whoa! Shots fired, Peter.
Yeah, what does this one here mean, by the way? The one on the right with the...
It means each
teeth.
beast that costs 1. The cheapest beasts
Okay.
give you a 3. So you have a completely different playthrough where you're just trying to accumulate the cheapest stuff.
Right.
Then you spend all of your money on environments.
So same thing here. If I want one of these out here, I drop 2 out of my hand.
That's correct. And in this case, this is attractive, but this is very attractive.
Yeah, this one's very attractive. So that's where I'm definitely headed. So I will go ahead and drop that one and that one, and I will pick that one up.
Oh, wow. You guys only drop rubbish.
That's perfect.
I don't want none of that. I want none of that. Actually, it's not even my turn. It's Evan. Evan, do you want some of that?
I'm good.
I am bad, but it'll have to do.
I'm good.
James, you're good too? All right. All of this goes away.
Oh, wait, was Peter good too?
Yeah, I'm also good.
Everybody flip your quests down and put them on top of your home base. Do you know how to peek under a card in Tabletop Simulator?
Yeah.
Okay. Does everybody know?
Yep.
I'm trying to remember. So
Alt and Shift.
Alt and Shift, okay.
You don't want to stack them, because if they go into a little stack, then you cannot peruse them properly. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So now we go to the morning, and Evan, you get us started.
Okay.
So you still have a problem. You still need a white, and you still need a bird from Angelion. The bird from Angelion should be your first priority to try and see. And I have bad news for you. There are none. So
it is not there.
It is not there. Also because your friend Peter threw one away before.
Yes, I did.
So it would have actually appeared here, but it's gone.
And let's see, and none of these guys are really helpful.
This one could be, because it will give you 3 of the greens and you get to keep 1. There is such a thing as an exhumer, which allows you to go into the trash to pull a beast out for a cost, which would be very valuable for you. Another thing you need to focus on is making money. That's very important for you, because you're poor.
So poor.
So
Yes,
dang
indeed.
poor.
So
I mean, if you guys
poor.
were helpful,
You're going to be eating
wouldn't be a
ramen
problem.
noodles for a really long time.
The problem is nobody likes you, so we cannot.
It's like Mike's been playing
just
with us
like
for a
in
long,
real
long time.
life. Aw.
I do like to be pointlessly rude. It's just fun.
You fit right in. It's fantastic.
See if there's anything I can work with up there.
I can't wait to deploy that Beastmaster and make everybody scared. It'd be great.
I'd have to understand how to play the game for sure to be scared.
Fair enough. Then just be
Be like,
relaxed.
douche.
Okay, yeah, I'll just be
Touche.
relaxed. It's fine.
There's a lot of good things for me.
I got some stuff that's going to be helpful, I think. But we'll see.
Sorting through all the information right now.
That's the thing, man. There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
It's rough. It's very rough. Particularly in the first playthrough, it's proper rough. Gets a lot better with the second playthrough already.
Well, especially since with the like once you know what you're going, you were saying the estimated times like 25 minutes per player.
That's correct.
Yeah,
and that is pessimistic as well.
Okay.
Yeah, based on the curve that I've observed through about 2,000 playtests, what you see is at the beginning everybody's very slow, so the time taken is very high. Then it collapses to almost nothing.
Oh,
and
wow.
then as they start improving, it start going back up.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Because they start making choices that are a lot more pondered.
Good. They make better choices.
I didn't say that. I said pondered.
Okay. So they can ponder too hard and end up having something
All right, so
horrible.
Evan's taking the fishy fish.
I'm taking this one.
Quit taking my fish.
Okay, Beastmaster. Okay, so I'm going to deploy immediately in the tired position in the beasts. And what I'm going to declare is I want beasts from the land of M, from Merkur. And there's going to be this one, and this one. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh,
hey, if you play them, I'm going to get stuff, so I'm okay, kind of okay with that.
There you go.
So the Beastmaster, okay, so you gain each of those.
Yes, I can basically name any characteristic that isn't the diet or the activity. So I can't say diurnal, nocturnal, or carnivores, right? Okay. And then I can take up to 3. For example, I could have said water and taken this, this, and this. Okay. Or I could have said fish and taken this and this. Obviously suboptimal because I only get to benefit from 2 of them, right?
Right.
But, so yeah, I this actually isn't my preferred choice. It's a choice I had to make based on what Evan just took because he's an evil man.
He is an evil dude. Yep.
There you go,
but I'm poor. It's fine.
So
sounds good.
If I go here, wait, it's not my turn yet, is it?
It is indeed your turn. Yes.
Okay, yep. Yeah. So if I go here, I get to trade my 2 things in for
a medal.
A medal. And if I read this character correct, the songwriter, that reduces the cost of one of my areas by 3, right?
That's correct. And it is the combination of the cost of the environment plus the beast. Yep. So you could make your fish over here cost 0.
Yep.
Now, one thing that you should do badly, James, is try to expand a little bit. See if you can score any one of these diplomats. They don't look great for you, though, to be honest.
Well, one of them does,
therefore,
I'm not going to tell you which one.
The greeter could be very attractive.
Yeah, that could be too.
Okay, so it's now Peter, finally. Last but not least. Yeah, there's still one spot in the beasties.
There is, and that is where I'm headed.
Mm-hmm. However, you're missing the herbivore from a location that you find palatable, I'm afraid. This guy wants a herbivore from...
Oh, but not G. That's right. Shoot.
Yes.
That's right.
Welcome to Royals. So the instructor could be a very attractive card because it can solve problems. But it's up to you.
So the instructor... so you're saying because I could possibly draw one out that allows us something to become an herbivore.
As well, I mean, that's incredibly unlikely out of 54 cards.
I would assume, but that's what you're saying is possible.
I'm saying something that can help you go in the direction of solving it could appear. Okay. For example, you could get the Archivist, which gives you 10 beasts from the bottom of the deck, which is approximately 10% of all beasts. That would be very helpful. That sort of thing. So yes.
Right. So I'm going to go ahead and still go here.
Here's the King's Favor for you.
Thank you. And I will be taking the Screaming Soaker.
Sounds good. Off you go. Evan, back to you.
Okay. I'm going to take a trader here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try and solve some money problems.
Let's go. And that makes me breathe a sigh of relief, for I am going to go over here, take a King's Favor, and I'm going to take Orange Boy. And now it's back to James.
So I'm going to get a King's Favor.
And take the greeter.
I think I am going to be taking this guy.
That's a sweet choice.
And now, on a future turn, this phase, I can play him.
Yes, sir. In fact, it could be very well your next turn, which makes a lot of sense because it gives you information. Then you can go after a beast. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Peter, your turn.
All right. So I will go ahead and go up here as well and go ahead and grab that instructor now.
Mm-hmm. Same applies to you. You can play the instructor whenever you see fit. Evan, your turn.
Well, that came around a lot quicker than I expected it to.
There's literally no downtime in this game when you know how to play. So. Because I'm a video game developer, I don't like loading screens.
Oh, cool.
People in the board game world really seem to not care. Drives me off the wall. The fact that you go to a convention that there's people just walking around and they're going, I'm just waiting for my turn. So they're all walking around looking at other booths and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's what? How is this a thing? But it's a thing. So I don't want loading screens in my life. As I'm trying to fill this one, as Evan is thinking.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Evan does that a lot. He's good at thinking.
Evan has a great choice there for a trader, but he hasn't spotted it yet, apparently.
I'm not seeing. I don't think I see it.
So analyze the top icon, right? Over here. Let's look for dragons. There are none. That's fast enough. Let's look for red beasts. We got one over here, one over here. Now, is it also Imperium? Yes, it is. It is not.
Oh.
Is it also a fish? Yes, it is. It is also. So worst case scenario, you've got a good one. Best case scenario, you got a perfect one.
I didn't even see that one.
The only reason why I'm saying this is at risk is because of this and this. So if anybody decides to go after it, as soon as they see you take the trader and the King's Favor, they'll pounce on that straight away. So, oh, I just noticed that there's a great choice for Peter on the field.
So we're going to go and we're going to take the trader because I can get the King's Favor.
That's right. Okay, so 'tis my turn. I am going to go over here, take a King's Favor, and I'm going to take this lady. James.
Right. I'm going to go play this guy.
Yeah, take two.
Draw two, and I can keep up to two?
Both of them. Now,
what if I can't use them? What do I do at that point?
If they're both horrible, you can drop them both to relocate. So in worst case scenario, this is the free action.
Yep.
Okay, so now it's back to you, Peter. Let's see if you spot the opportunity that's waiting for you.
Yeah. Well, I have a question for you. So in this situation, like say nobody has taken any of the diplomats up here.
Yes.
Would James later on still be able to discard 2 diplomats to do this up? Okay.
Yes, these slots simply exist as an indication as to where to put the cards as a starting point, but you can add more around here.
Okay, so it's an infinite amount of spots.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know that I see the thing you're talking about, so
Well, so let me teach you how to analyze this. So if we're gonna look at the diplomats up here, right?
Yep.
We can start from this chap. So this chap wants 3 stone. You look at your own stuff, right?
Yeah,
You have
right.
a wind beast and a stone beast.
Correct,
So
yep.
technically, this is a bit of a stretch, but possible.
Yep.
Then red has nothing to do with your current playthrough.
Absolutely.
Dragon has nothing to do with your current playthrough. And then there's this chap over here.
Yeah, I noticed him, but he still seems to me a bit of a stretch, is he not?
He's not. So you have the right side already done. So all you need to do is find the left side. Now, by all means, there might or might not be a solution to that over here.
Right. Which I mean, I do see a solution, but I'm also the last person in turn order. So
yes,
so with that information out there for everybody to know, there's a good chance that that would go away before I'd get around to getting it.
Possibly. Which means you could get the thing first, and then the problem is solved. Or if you're feeling like the risk is worth taking, then you take this. What we can do is we can observe around if anybody needs this. For example, one person that could need this would be Evan, because Evan needs a white beast. Now, he hasn't collected anything white yet, and this is the only white beast. So this is actively at risk. So I agree with your assessment, right? Because he needs a white beast. Nobody else, in my opinion, seems to be in any way interested in this beast. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, take this first.
I would say, though, Peter, also look at the cost and look how cash poor I truly am.
That's fine. With you making 2 sales, you're not going to be cash poor anymore. And you having taken that particular trader makes this very unattractive. Well, sort of. It still works for these 2, and there's an okay trader for him right here. So
right, well, then I will go ahead and we'll give it a shot. And I'll go ahead and grab the albino slitherer then.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
Boom. Fun fact. Before, once upon a time, the beast used to be called the slippery Ezapod, right? So Ezapod, because Eza or Exa is sort of stands for 6. So if you look closely, you'll notice he's got 6 legs, right? But then my children realized that slippery as a pod sounds ridiculous. So we changed it. But anyway, here's some insider baseball.
So back to the top with Evan.
Yes. Back to the top with Evan. Let's see where Evan goes. He's going to take this fish. Yes, that makes sense. Okie doke. That makes me quite happy. I am mighty tempted to go here, take the king's favor, and take a random diplomat from the top of the deck. But I will not do that. That, by the way, can be done with every deck. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to take this kitty puss. Done.
All right. I'm going here, and I'm taking this guy.
Okay, sounds great. Now it's back to you, Peter. Nobody's gone there. Nobody's taking your chap. Nobody's taking your king's favor. You are a happy camper.
I am a happy camper.
There you go. Done. And you got a new medal. Now, Evan, back to you. No more workers, but you do have 52 traders in your hand. You could either keep those, or you could drop 2 of them to go and take something else.
Sorry, it's only 51.
Or you can pass strategically, which will give you a 5th coin, which would then allow you to relocate with money and with dropping.
Well, at this point, I have a feeling people are going to be doing stuff, so I'm going to milk a coin.
There you go. And you're now at 5. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so it's my turn. Will I be doing things? Yes. Yes. Mike is going to be spending a 5. Excellent. I'm going to be spending a 5 to relocate over. Oops, sorry, I'm usually orange. I'm going to relocate over here. I'm going to drop down. I'm going to take this trader.
All right, I have a person, so I don't need to relocate. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to grab this monster.
I'm happy with that. Thanks. All right. Now, next is Peter.
Right.
I didn't explain these guys. This may be useful now. Sorry. So the spy will give you 4 new quests, and you can keep 1 to then replace one of your quests with. Very useful if one of your quests is awful, or if you've been keeping a quest from somebody else, which would
Okay.
hurt you, but it helps them so much that this may make sense. The bureaucrat is very similar, but it goes in the trash. So it goes in the trash pile of quests, and you can pull one out to replace one of yours.
Okay,
So-
but either way, you're replacing one that you have.
That's correct. You never
Okay.
add quests. That would be ridiculous. You will break the game.
Got it.
So
They're
they're both excellent cards.
I'm just actually right now. I think what I'm gonna do is I can play the instructor,
Yes.
so I will go ahead and do that. And
Yeah,
that's
and go ahead and take 3 from the top, and
Three
then you
from the
keep
top.
one. Now, James, this may be relevant to you, but I think Edmund just dropped out. Edmund, was it?
It's okay. He'll be fine.
Okay,
It's still live
Cool.
streaming. Plus, I have it. We have backup recordings.
sounds good. Just I didn't even know we're proper live then. Cool.
Yeah.
Hello, live people.
okay.
Now you're
so
giving me
this-
stage fright.
Yeah, I'll have it back on here in a second.
Sorry. So me doing that was not my turn. That was just something I did, or is it still
No,
my turn?
that is your turn. but
Okay,
we
I
need-
thought so.
we need
All right.
you- We need you to drop 2 of those. I mean, you guys
Yeah,
don't have
it's-
the level of expertise where it matters to others, but when you know how to play, you want to know what's in the toilet. It's 100% important. So,
All right. How do I flip over my thing so I can see what these two guys do? Just click the
right
button.
there you go.
Fantastic.
so. Do, 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 do. We've
Now,
cleaned
the-
up the market. Yes.
The discarded cards for like the quest, is it free to rummage through or not allowed?
You're not allowed to rummage.
Okay.
All right. I will be trashing the Rainmaster,
Uh-huh.
and I will be trashing the Tactician.
With the tactician, that hurts. Fair enough. The tactician allows you to drop 3 cards and take any 4. Evan would want one of your arms for that card, but it's gone.
Forever.
There's no way to exhume anything out of here. So, okay. So back to you, Evan. You're
Sounds
gonna
like there should be a zombie expansion.
maybe.
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna
want-
pass.
Okay,
Pass for
here's a
power.
coin. I'm going to pass as well because that gives me 5. Maybe I'm going to get around to moving one more time, but we'll see. James,
I
now
also
you
pass.
have you noticed that though?
I have.
Because that works for your quest.
I know, but I don't want to lose any money or discard, so I'm going
Alright.
to pass.
Sounds good. I'm just trying to convince you so I get to move. Get the coin. Now next is Peter. Now Peter, if you pass as well, it's over straight away. So you're
Alright.
either forced to move or you can chillax and
Right.
stop.
Yeah, I'm passing.
so it's over.
Oh,
nobody has every worker down, so we all move on. Everybody add more diplomats to your stack if you have collected any. Ah, dang it, I should have moved. Okay, not too late. Oh wow, you went for water. Interesting. Oh, you're keeping them both?
Yep.
Oh, good luck with the dragons. We've already lost 4. That's 50% of all dragons.
I know.
So-
I decided to take the gamble.
So
Plus,
we
there
can-
was a couple times where you guys could get from the discarded dragon things or discarded deck, so maybe.
No. There's only one card to get stuff from the
And
discard.
it's already gone. Okay.
And it's not, no,
we'll
it was
see.
not
We'll
gone.
see. We'll see.
It's never appeared. But it's very attractive to everybody. Anyway, so let's now move on to the afternoon. Now, Evan, I have a suspicion your afternoon is going to be very quick.
It is very quick. I'm going to be selling
You're going to be making 2 sales. That's
2
it.
sales. Yep.
Okay. Yes. So that bypassing everything, that's a 5. Okay. So the fish goes in the bin. This goes over here. Okay. Next. Yeah,
Surprise.
It's an 8. Sometimes it just can't see through you.
I know, it's just amazing.
Yes.
I'm not cash poor anymore.
You're not. You're in fact potentially too rich now. Okay, I've already given you your money. You're good. Well done. All right, I'm going to start with a trade myself. I had this insect here, and much to everybody's surprise, I'm selling it for a 12 because it's a perfect trade, and it's an
you get
elite
nothing from
trade.
me.
It was already there.
Oh yeah,
so.
it's a trade anyway.
Okay, so now I am going to sell this directly out of my hand. I'm not going to display it for an 8. Excuse me, a 5. A 5. There we go. Now I'm going to use my free environment to display this gorgeous insect. That is a 2 for me. That feeds several people.
I don't think I get anything from it.
Incorrect. Try again.
I get 1.
Oh, I get 1 coin. I get 1 coin.
That's right, because it's black. Here you go. Here's your coin. All right. Here's your pound of flesh. I'm going to be spending a 6 to get 2 environments. One over here and one more. And I'm going to display this giant, which is a 3 for me.
It's 1 coin for me.
That's a coin for me.
It's a giant. Here you go, James. And finally, I'm going to display something that makes Peter happy, at least a little bit. That is a 4 for me.
No, nothing for me.
Yeah, so I get just a 1 for that, right?
That's correct, because it's Angelian. Here
Yep.
you go. And I am finished. Now it's James's turn.
All right, so I buy 2 environments.
Right. So we need to spend ourselves a 6. I've just random moved this poor worker for some reason. 1 and 2. Off you go.
I pay a coin to throw her out there.
Done.
And I'm going to go ahead and display this guy to put him out.
Nothing for me. How much is it for you, James?
I think it's 2.
That's correct.
I think that's 1 for me.
That's correct, because it's gray. Here you go.
Thank you.
Nothing for me.
All right, so where we go, we'll put him here. Then I'll go ahead and display this bad boy.
That is a 1 for me. Thank you, sir.
And I think it's also a 2 for me. 2 for me.
That is correct. And nobody else cares.
Yep.
Are you using that personnel or not yet?
No, he's the good guy that I want for something bigger later. So
Something bigger later.
something bigger later.
Peter, last but not least, let's see what happens.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase a location or an environment.
Yeah, here you go. I'll give you the 2 change. There you go.
All
Next.
Right. So then I will go ahead and display this little dude.
Nothing for me. How much for you?
For me, I think it's just. Is it just 2?
That's correct. And
All right.
Evan has already
get
taken
1?
his point. Yeah, that's correct.
All right. So then I will place it down in the environment.
Yeah, new environment, or are you trading?
I am now going to trade.
Uh-huh.
And my trade is this perfect trade here.
That's an 8. So rude. You could have at least had the decency to show it.
Nope, not gonna do it.
Fair enough. The trader goes here. The beast goes here. Anything else you're doing?
Did I receive 8 for that? I wasn't paying attention.
I got you. Don't worry about it.
All right, thank you. And then I think I'm gonna hold on to everything else for later.
Sounds good. Time to pay. Now, starting from Evan, Evan receives an income of 4, and now you can pay a total of 11 again. But this time you are full of dough. So we're gonna throw away these lilies and this one, and you're done. Now, my turn. I need to pay a 10, 13, 16, 17. Sheesh. Spency. Okay. I'm left with 9. And now it's James.
I get an income
James
of 1.
received,
I owe 8.
all right, that's right. You owe 8. Let's verify that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Card in
That's
hand, yeah.
accurate. I am very happy you have one more coin than me, my friend.
It was close. It was close.
Now, next it's Peter. So, Peter,
And
your
I owe
total cost.
12.
Incorrect. You have one card in your hand that is one extra.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. 13.
That's right. So we're going to steal this and this. And you have a 16, which is one coin more than Evan. So you're
I'm not at last.
Nope, I'm still last.
It's okay.
Okay,
Save
so
the
I
best
get
for
to go
last, right?
first. James goes second, Evan, and then finally Peter.
And we're going into our last day.
Yes.
That's correct. And here's, you see how much faster the game goes now that you guys are a little bit more comfortable with it?
So same thing here. We go ahead and pull our other two.
Yes. So I'm first this time. I'm dropping birdies,
Okay.
which James may be.
I have two cards. I do not know what they mean.
Well, if you show them to me, I can tell you, or tell me their names, and I'll tell you what they do.
I have personnel and I have elementarium.
Okay, so personnel works for each modification. Each 2 modifications gives you 5 points. Very useful card if you want to focus on modifications. Right now, it's a bit late for that, so it's not brilliant, but you could get it with just 1 more modification. Elementarium is each different element. Now, that's a decent card for you because you already have 3 different elements here. You have lightning, stone, and water. So.
Okay, and that's 2 per.
That's correct.
You said, okay.
So it's 6 points.
Okay.
Now it's James, actually. He could want birds because he's already got 2. Let's see. Whoa, he's dropping insect. You got to drop 1 more if you want to. Exactly. Yes. Everybody be aware, if you have nothing for a quest, the quest is considered failed and it's a -5. So don't keep quests just to spite others. You spite yourself.
So the slash quest, I don't need to, like, if it's this or this or this, I don't need to get all 3.
No.
Just,
it's either of any of them.
And okay, yeah. So
it sounds to me like you have Tempest, right? So yeah, so you have a 6-pointer from that.
Yeah.
Okay, so next is Evan. Ooh. Okay, that's terrible for Peter. None of these are good for Peter, so.
Yeah.
See what you can do, because I think James may want personnel potentially.
And again, if you have a quest at the end that you don't fulfill, then it's negative points.
-5, that's right.
All right,
which is
and
quite
then
painful.
And then my question for you, since you know what all these things do, is treasury. How am I reading
Treasury
that?
is for each 2 trades that you've made, you get an additional 4. So it's a quest that makes you focus on a different aspect of the game, trading more. Now, that one could be attractive to other people. For example, I already have 3 trades.
Right.
And Evan already has 2. So if you don't want to keep it, it's a great way to entice somebody else to drop something.
Right. But for me, it would just be making 1 more trade at least.
That's correct, which you're likely to do because the costs keep climbing, right? And you're going to need 1 more beast for sure. So yeah, it makes sense to keep it and throw away whatever else you've got.
Yeah, so I'm going to toss this one down, which still might be attractive to others. Well, maybe.
If it's not working, is because you're on the button. Oh, that's got Evan written all over.
Yep.
Oh, kind of me as well. It's my turn first. No, I'm gonna leave it. Evan, go ahead, go nuts. That's a 9 for you.
Yeah. As much as I would like.
Oh no, actually, sorry, it's actually not your turn. I apologize. It's James.
Yeah. I think that would have been only 6 points. I think. Currently.
This one is only 5. This one is each 2.
One would be better for me later.
That's
That was the personnel one, right?
No, you took the green one, so it's green beasts.
Oh
green
no!
Yeah, not green cards.
But personnel, it will be better only if you manage to get more personnel, which is fine. Bear in mind, you still need a dragon. Though fair enough, there are no dragons that are Tempest.
So the personnel one, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna just keep mine. Never mind.
Okay, sounds good. Now back to Evan. No, Evan is definitely gonna swap something for this.
Yeah, as much as I would like to keep.
You can also discard your old ones. Remember that. Maybe one of the old ones is
I'm
worse.
Stuck. No.
Ooh, pardon. I forgot we're live and I yawned straight into the camera.
It's okay.
It is
do it.
2 a.m.
Yeah,
Almost 3 a.m. for me.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
very
goodness
early for you.
gracious.
Are
Where
you're
I
in
didn't even, I didn't
Finland?
even ask where you're at.
I'm in Portugal.
Portugal.
Oh,
Okay.
Portugal. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna toss this guy
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
to take.
Mhm.
There it goes.
Now, Peter, he has dropped something that isn't excellent for you, but is at least a 3. So if you're failing any quests, this could be attractive.
Nah. Is it my turn?
It is.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pass here.
Okay, I'm passing. You're passing as well, James? We're all done then. Okay, morning. Oh. White dragon from Mercury. Perfect. And that's the only white beast as well. So, Evan, if you get to it.
Great. I'm just getting over here. What? Oh my. Oh my.
Oh my.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's happening for you. We'll see.
That's true, because he needs a dragon too.
I desperately need one. Yeah.
And he's second. So yeah, Evan, you're gonna have to find alternative solutions. Fortunately, there's plenty of options here, but yeah, you're gonna have to find clever solutions. Now, let me take a quick look at my own playthrough here, because I'm supposed to care and I'm supposed to like win and stuff. So let's see what happens here.
All right, I gotta look. I'm gonna have to look at some of this stuff over here to kind of figure something out.
Actually, yeah, let me tell you what they are. The exchanger is an interesting option for you because it allows you to destroy a beast in your exhibition, and then you receive 4, and you can keep 1.
Oh.
Now, you can take a beast that just causes you some reactions. For example, this one, right? And then you destroy this beast and get 4. You could also use it right now on one of your horses, which is redundant, potentially. Now, I'm not saying you should, but you can, because it will give you information. So the recruiter will give you 2 green cards, always attractive. The gambler will give you 1 card of each type, and then you get to keep 2 and trash 2. So yeah, you should definitely, because you're not getting the dragon, we know this, and there is no bird from Angelion again, because the only one that ever appeared was destroyed by your buddy over there. So
it's the only one in the deck, right?
No. There's a fair few. There's a fair few, but royals are difficult. Right. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So you're gonna want to go somewhere here. So it's my turn. There's one option, but I don't like it. Everybody should strive to get to 4 diplomats if they can. Excuse me, to 6 diplomats if they can, multiples of 3. I am going to go over here and I'm going to collect this yellow cat from Javelin.
All right. I am also going there. And obviously
collecting
getting
a
the dragon that I desperately needed.
Yeah.
Nom. Okay.
Surprise.
Now, Evan, it's finally your turn. You should definitely go here and take something that gives you stuff.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take the recruiter, I think.
I would think this one is more attractive because it gives you 4 options. And you could get one of these and one of these. And if one of these is either the bird from Angelion or a white beast, you're already a happy boy.
That's true. That is true.
So
we'll do that. That's...
Yeah. You've got yourself a rough playthrough here because of the fact that you spent the whole second day just trading.
It happens.
It's all right. It's your first playthrough. It's fine. Next is Peter. Now, Peter has an obvious thing he needs to take. Let's see if he spotted it. That is correct. Well done, Peter.
That was the hideous Arctic.
There you go. Okay. I am going to go up here. I'm going to take a King's Favor. And I'm going to take Viana, who wants 2 yellow beasts. And I'm done. it's now James. Now, James, you should try and expand your exhibition a little bit if you can. Follow your quests, follow your heart, do whatever it is.
Follow my heart.
Also, follow your wallet. You're not that rich.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go over here and. Oh, actually, I get one of those, so I get another coin.
You get a King's Favor, which is a medal.
And I will grab this trainer. Excuse me.
Now, Evan.
Okay.
So now you could use the gambler immediately, or take the exchanger before it goes.
Yeah, that's what I was actually thinking. I was going to take the exchanger because that'll give me my second opportunity.
That's right. Agreed. You've lost the recruiter, but c'est la vie. Can't have everything. Okay, Peter. So now, Peter, you two need to try and expand if you can. Which is not looking exactly straightforward.
No,
this
it's
is doable,
not.
and this is doable. Both of these are doable for you. See if you can figure out how.
I know what I'm doing.
That's just a statement of fact.
Yeah.
I like it.
I got one or two choices. I just know what I'm doing now.
Shoot. I'm not. No.
So she wants a nature beast.
Yeah.
So if you scan the field for nature, you'll find this baby.
Yeah, I saw it there already. That part.
However, did you see this?
No, because honestly, like you said, it's a lot to take in, and so worrying about all of those over there, I had not much focused on.
That's very sweet because you could put it on top of your fish as an example.
Right, which is currently the fish portion is not currently doing me anything.
No, it's the wind portion isn't doing anything. At least I don't know that it is or isn't. This element here, because nature replaces.
Oh, that's right. That's what it would. That's what it would replace.
Yeah. Now this bad boy over here, he wants a bird and a lizard. You already have a lizard, so it's just a matter of finding a bird.
Of fighting a bird,
Problem is, I've already got a bird too, so that's a risk. She is at risk inherently by the fact that everybody can do it. So it's your decision how you're gonna play this, because there's two birds that are available. So one of them, however, has a decent trade right here. Decisions.
Yeah, it's just a lot. So for right now,
sure is.
I'm just gonna go ahead up here and grab her.
There you go. Okay, so now after Peter, it's me. Hello, me. Me to real me. I could get in your way, but I don't want to ruin your playthroughs by being too competitive, so I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna come here and take this lizard. Now I'm terminally dangerous for this guy. I have a lizard and a bird. Oh, one bird gone. Okay. Now it's back to Evan.
All right. I feel like I need to play the gambler at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead. Chuck them in the bin, and you get one from each type. So here's 1, 2, and 3. Now you need to choose one of the two beast decks, whichever one you want.
We'll take it from the left, I think. Yeah.
Here you go. Draw all of these into your hand. Keep 2, trash 2. Best of luck. You're gonna need it.
Okay. So I might as well just ask, what is the consigner?
The consigner trashes all traders. 6 new traders appear, and then you can relocate there for free, and you get first dibs on any of those traders to take one.
Okay.
Kind of cool. I'm not sure it's exactly what you need now, but having a bit more money would potentially not hurt, especially because you would need to move around to explore more. So the consignor could be a good keep.
I'm not thrilled with what I really drew. So
you could keep the beast on purpose just to exchange it with the exchanger.
All right, so I'm going to pitch my trader.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Nothing for the trader here. And
I'm going to pitch this one.
Everything purple. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Cool.
helpful.
So that's your turn done. Peter, back to you.
So the pitching thing that he just did, that's getting rid of things out of your hands that's just not helpful.
Well,
No,
he did it because
played.
his card made him draw a bunch of stuff and he had to pitch too.
That's right. He
All right.
played the gambler, which made him draw one of each type, and 2 had to be trashed. That's
All right.
why he did.
Got it.
Your turn.
Yep, my turn. So let's go ahead then and do the thing.
If you're feeling brave,
Not
because
feeling
that's
not feeling
not
that brave
feeling
just
that-
yet.
that
I'm
brave?
just
Okay.
gonna go ahead and grab that root
Yeah.
master now.
makes sense to me. Yeah. Okay, so it's back to being my turn. Well, heck, if none of you is gonna feel that brave, but I kind of want a different option. Yeah, I'm gonna go over here, take a king's favor, and I'm gonna take. I can do something different. Nah, I'm gonna take this.
All right, I'll go over to the same place, getting a king's favor, and of course grabbing this one.
Yeah, selling the bird makes sense. Okay, now back to you, Evan. So, yeah, Evan, it's now your choice where you want to go. You could go and explore here by taking a Randy from left or right. At this point, you're kind of back against the wall. The alternative is making stupid money. So if you manage to make loads of money, what you can do is you can ban diplomats by paying 10 for each that you ban. Now, of course, 10 is a hell of a lot of money. So you're in a bad situation.
Yeah, let's see if we can make something out of it, though.
Off you go.
You know what? We're gonna take a guy on the board. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay, let's move a worker over there.
Take that for this guy.
Okay, sounds good. After Evan, it's Peter. 2 more workers. You may want to consider making some money, maybe with the chef. Oh, the guy's still there, though. And he's got a king's favor, which would get you the 3rd medal, which is quite important.
What's the importance of the?
Groups of 3 give you stuff. More points.
Okay, so I currently have 2 medals, and I'd have to get a 3rd king's favor to get a 3rd medal.
Exactly right.
Okay, but then I'd also still have to come up with something to accomplish for sure.
Yeah, but you can take
okay.
him and a bird.
Yeah.
If nobody takes that bird, you'll be fine. If somebody takes that bird, you're okay. You throw him down with another card and move, right? So.
And I've got 2 more workers to place. Okay. All right, go with it.
Okay, I've given you your stuff. So it's back to being my turn. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to take this trader.
Question for you. Once we resolve this turn, do we have to pay for everything again?
Yes.
On this last turn? Okay.
Yes.
So, question is, if I don't have a trader and let's say I sell the flashy barbel, how many coins would I get for that?
Flashy.
Top row, 3rd one over.
Sorry. 2.
Just 2.
Yeah, it's value or 2. Now, what you would want to do in this case is just get something that gives you reactions and then you throw it away if that's how desperate for money you are. I don't honestly see that scenario personally. I would prefer to take the carer or the chef.
Well,
so the chef. Oh, hello. Just play her. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just get 2 cards and see how that goes for now.
Both of those you keep, so you can study them in your own time. Now, Evan, back to you.
Okay. So I have a couple workers. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take this one.
Okay, that's an ambitious thing. So I'm assuming the beast you kept is from G, the one that you kept from the gambler, right?
Maybe.
So what are you using your exchanger
on? I'm probably going to. Cause does it have to come out of my hand?
So the beast would need to be in one of your environments. For example, this horse right now is
it's probably going to be that guy.
Okay,
when I do it.
It does hurt your quest a little bit, right? Because you have an M quest, but it's fine. It's life.
Yeah. Right now, I have bigger problems than that.
I agree. Yes. Okay, Peter, back to you. Nobody's taking your bird. Off you go.
Yeah,
it's all yours.
That is definitely what I'll be doing.
Okie doke. So it's my turn now, and I'm out of workers. I'm gonna be spending a 5 to relocate from here to here, and I'm gonna be taking this giant.
Oh man, but I got to be able to afford everything too at the end.
That's right. But we got solutions for that.
Okay, I was gonna say I got to figure that out part out. But
plus, remember, you're getting reactions for all.
That's right, the reactions. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, but actually your reaction is kind of mid, so I don't think a heck of a lot is going to happen. But you do have a beast in your hand, so I know one beast. One beast is a bird, and that's fine. The other beast, though, I don't recall at all.
Yeah, it's okay.
You needed the herbivore. Right? Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I should still be all right.
Yeah, you'll be fine. But if you're not, just take the care. That just saves you 5 money, so it's a 5 for a 5. That's also a 5 for a 5. But you have 2 personnel. I don't know what those do. So, James, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm just seeing what's going to be.
What you can do is make some money with these, because this modification will give you 1 money for each beast in your exhibition before you pay maintenance. So
doing that.
It will, yeah, exactly. And it costs you 2 to apply once, but it also gives you 2 points. So, Evan, your final worker, you should also consider the care, because it will make your exhibition costs 1 less per non-empty environment, which is you're going to be having 6 by the end potentially. So that's a -6 in cost, which gets you a long way to banning somebody.
Okay. So I think I'm going to use the exchanger right now.
Whoa, on the horsey?
Not that one.
Not that one? Yeah.
Yes, this one.
Okay. Now you can pick 2 from each side, 4 from one side, 3 from one side, 1 from the other. It's up to you.
Let's go 2 and 2. I think 2 and 2. We'll see what we get out of that.
Yeah. So hover this and press 2. Hover this and press 2. There you go. Now, Is there a bird from Angelion in there?
There is.
Hey! Nice. We got there somehow.
You got to be thankful for the little miracles. And then I just discard everything else, right?
Yes. Now, I presume that the Galixia beast that you kept is also white, is it?
No.
Oh, okay. So you still have the white problem, but that's okay.
That's a smaller problem than the other one.
I agree. Okay, back to you, James. Are you doing anything?
I'm going to pass for money.
Extract some money. Peter?
It was Evan's turn, and then my turn after Evan.
Oh no, wait! I'm an absolute potato. Sorry, I don't know why I went to James. You're totally right. I apologize. It's your turn, Peter.
All right.
I just
stealing my coin.
No, so yeah, I've just gotta. So to move a worker again is
either
discarding
pay 5
2 cards or pay 5.
That's right. Yes.
I don't know if I can afford to do that in order to play this card. So I will pass.
Okay, that's good. The more you pass, the more comfortable you'll feel actually doing that. So I'll pass as well and get a coin.
I'll pass as well as get in and get a coin too.
Okay. Now, fortunately, nobody, because we can all pass with reckless abandon because Evan still has a worker.
I do
Now,
have a
Evan,
worker.
nobody has taken this bad boy from you, which I think is a very good idea for you.
And that you said it lowers the cost of everything.
That's correct, by 1 per environment, and considering that's non-empty. Now, considering the fact that you have 3 beasts you're adding, 1 goes here and 2 will go in their respective environment. So there will be a savings of 6, which gets you a long way to getting rid of this potato man over here, white boy. So
that is true. Make sure I didn't. Okay.
Unless you're feeling insane, you go here, you fish for a beast, and it's white.
That is an option.
Yes,
but not a good option.
I agree with you.
So yeah, we're going to go and there he is.
Mm-hmm. You're a carrier. Now, Peter, this time I will not skip you. Are you passing or doing anything?
I'm gonna pass.
I'm certainly not going to pass because I got a 5. Yes, I'm spending it. And now I can take the humble route, or I can take the cool route. And I'm going to take the humble route. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to take this little feller over here. Done.
I will pass for money.
Here you go, James. One sec. Whoa, wait. Okay, here you go. Now, back to you, Evan. You're passing as well? Or are you doing things? It's going to be over real soon.
Well, I think I might as well play my consigner and see what kind of havoc that causes.
I agree. Now, it's a bit late now because there's so few beasts. But yes, fair enough. Boom. Okay, trash. New 6. And now you can relocate there, which you definitely should, to take something. Now, for example, this and that. Right?
Yes, very much so.
And this one also generates your reactions. So at the very worst, you pay a 5 to relocate here, and you get a 5 for a 5, if that makes sense. So now you choose where you move from, either here or wherever.
Yeah, we'll just grab. I mean, it doesn't really matter out of the flat.
No, yeah, so drop him first, and then exactly. And then
there we go.
Yes.
Then I get to take this one for free.
That's right. Now, all of this has appeared for everyone else, but I don't think anybody particularly cares, and there's nothing here. I could take advantage of one of them, but I don't want to. Okay, so after Evan, it's Peter. Peter, are you passing again, or are you doing things? It's becoming dangerously late.
So yeah, I know.
It's either now or never.
Now or never.
Yeah. For example, getting a random from up here is always exciting. Lots of people do that.
So right now I think I'm going to go ahead and relocate
with a 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll just see what this does. Okay. I'll go ahead and pull this worker from here over to here.
And you going for a Randy?
I think I play this card.
Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. That's totally different. That's free. So you keep your 5.
See, I've been thinking the whole time I had to pay to play that one.
Go ahead and play him. This makes it all exciting for everybody now.
Yeah, because there's going to be a whole lot of stuff coming out.
Oh, hello.
So lots of stuff comes out, and then I can relocate for free. It said.
So the first of all, you've got a modification that there's something herbivore, which could have been really helpful before. But now you got the commander. Now the commander allows you to return 2 workers back to your hand so you can redeploy them. Now, that will make you happy because you get to do more stuff. It'll make us happy because we'll milk you for money. But by taking the commander, you can then grab the donor, which gives you 3 coins for each two beasts. But I suspect James is going to go there before you. You can take the jester, which is points. You can take the cleaner, which is points for each beast. So you've got loads of cool options now. The commander is, in my opinion, the obvious choice.
Right. So for right now, it says, so we drew out the 6. And then I relocate 1 worker for free, and then I draft a personnel card from the board or the deck.
Correctly. Or a Randy. Exactly. But in this case,
Again, you feel I'm getting the feeling that you're thinking that the commander is probably the option to take here.
Yep.
Because it extends the game a bit.
It extends it for you.
It gives you more options.
It gives you way more actions.
Right.
Yeah, because you get 2 workers that you don't have to pay for.
That's right.
I'm just trying to think of what I would end up doing with those actions.
Well, for example, this bad boy will give you 5 points. You can take a random beast from here with 1 of them, and then there's all of these traders available, right? Plus, you have a trader in your hand, right? I do not know what the trader is for, but it could be, it's all sorts of options. Actions are very, very rare and valuable commodities. So, alternatively, you can just ignore the commander and take the donor.
Yeah,
right. Which is money.
It's money, and it's speeding up the game a little bit.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to extend the game.
If you don't want to, then take the donor. Sounds great. James may take the commander, but that's okay.
That's fine.
In fact, I'm tempted to drop things to take that. I also won't extend the game, though. I'll pass. So, James?
I'm going to get a coin. I'll pass.
Okay. Evan? Now, Evan is extremely attracted to this because he could actually go and fish for the white beasts twice.
Sure.
So,
very much so.
I'm looking forward to passing enough to get another action. Go ahead.
So I'm going to discard 2 cards to move a guy.
Go ahead.
I have these 2 traders that I'm not going to use.
This one goes here, and this one goes here.
That's right. Then
and now who moves? This is the only one action. That's your only option.
This guy right here.
Yeah, collapse him.
Oops. There we go.
And take the commander. Okay, so it's back to you, Peter, now.
You want to play your green card?
No, he doesn't need to play it now. It makes no sense. He wants to keep it until he has as many beasts as possible.
Oh, at the end.
Because
yeah.
It gives him 3 coins for each 2 beasts.
Right. So I'm just passing.
Okay, sounds great. I'll pass as well.
I'll pass for money.
Okay. Now we can all pass happily while he is going to deploy that commander, which takes his turn. So you're going to pass again.
Yeah. And then I get
now,
2
any 2 workers, including the tired ones. You could even take 1 from here just so you can plan to go back and take the king's favor unless one of us takes it.
Which is very possible that you guys would do that.
Unlikely, though, based on what I see, because James seems to have decided that he's done. The one that has the most chance of doing it would be Peter, but he also seems to have chosen to be done. So
I'm going to spend a lot of money, but I'm also going to save a lot of money. So I'm not entirely sure of mathing it out whether I'm going to do.
I don't want to take that one.
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. So these return to your home base. After Evan, it's Peter. There's an open hole with 5 points sitting right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take that.
Yeah, spending a 5. Peter, you're prolonging the game. What's happening? So, yes, you can move for that. Here's a king's favor. Boom. All right. Now it's my turn. I'm passing.
I also pass.
Done. Evan. 2 of your workers. Now you can literally go here and fish for a Randy. And if it's white, you're going to be happy.
That's what I'm going to do.
If both of them are not white, you can discard them to move. Or maybe there will be a trader or something.
That's my figure is I will either get a trade out of that or I can just do something else with it.
Makes sense. Go ahead.
They're equal too. We'll take this one.
All right. So, Peter, pass?
Yep.
Okay. I'm passing.
I also
Come on,
pass.
one more pass and I can move. Yeah.
Back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Take it from the same side.
Same side. Peter, pass again.
Yep.
I'll pass. Yes, I'm not fighting. Okay, James, you passing?
Yeah. I also heard that I could spend 10 coins to hurt you.
Ban a diplomat.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know why you would want to do that because all of yours are satisfied, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Oh, you ban your own.
Yes.
That...
Oh,
Oh,
you made
I
your
might have to change my mind on it.
But you
I
thought
thought banning yours. I'm like, I'm gonna ban everybody's diplomats.
There's no darn way I would ever allow something like that in my design.
Oh,
Sorry.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Do you?
I don't do mean. So it's Evan, back to you, actually, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to discard
Mm-hmm.
2
Mm-hmm.
to move this one.
Mm-hmm. For
Over here.
one, you may want to take this to sell it. Or are you doing a last ditch attempt?
We're gonna go with a last ditch attempt.
Off you go. More power to you. No, his face doesn't say, I got what I needed. All right, Peter, you want to pass again?
Yes, please.
Okay. I am going to spend a 5 to relocate from here to here. I'm going to take this beautiful cleaner.
So you have no money right now.
That's correct.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
But
ahead and
I have-
pass. I'll grab my.
I have cash flow. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you've got plans, I'm sure.
Yes, I'm good. Cool. So next is Evan. So are you passing or are you doing things?
Possibly doing things here.
Okay.
Let me look real quick at what I have. That's for that. Play that. I have that. I can do that to do that. Oh no, I can't because those guys are laying down, so I can't move them.
Yeah, you do have 2 guys that are standing, so but they cannot take any more beasts.
Yeah, I'm done with beasts at this point. So let me see.
So that makes this trader completely redundant.
Yep. Yeah, because I was thinking I could spend 5 to get 5 would give me 3 victory points, and I was like, just hoping.
Yeah, this is quite common. People who are new to the game forget to account for the fact that they cannot relocate to the same place or stuff like that. With experience, that problem goes away.
Yeah, I'm at this point. And these guys just make upkeep cheaper.
Well, I mean, the one thing you could consider doing is throwing away the trader you've got and the beast you've got. Unless the beast is good for that trader, then never mind.
Yeah,
to actually go here and take a Randy, because if you get the Exhumer, you're going to be a very happy boy. If you don't, you're not going to be a happy boy.
Yeah, I might as well do that.
Okay, go ahead.
So that'll be here.
Wait, first, you got to discard the cards, or are you paying to do that?
No, I'm going to discard.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
That. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so I think Peter is going to pass because he's absent. I'm going to pass. James, you're going to pass again?
I pass.
He's gone. He's done. You're going to have so much money at the end. Fortunately, money is worth some points at the end of the game.
I'm going to be spending a lot more money than you think, too.
This is one of those situations in which there's a one poor sod trying to solve something and everybody else is just...
I think I might have lucked into something, so...
Have you?
I think.
What do you got?
Is it back to me?
Dyer? Yeah, it's your turn actually. Yeah, so if you pass it's over.
Well, I'm going to play the Socialite.
If you do it now, you donate money to us, but I suppose that's fine. Just be aware that getting a diplomat out of the trash, you can do it later too. You don't need to do it now. And it will always cost you money. So because you don't know if you can afford to ban the white boy, playing the socialite right now is kind of a risk. You're possibly better off keeping her.
Until later. Okay. No, I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, no, give me another coin.
Yeah. So another alternative is you have 3 beasts. I know you need. You need the bird from Hungarian and the two Galaxia beasts. Okay, so are you passing then?
Yeah.
It's a shame because you've only got 1 last standing guy. It would have been a medal, but that's fine. Okay. So we go. It's normally it happens. So we go to noon. And everybody gets to welcome their own diplomats. So go ahead and add diplomats to your stack. This is the final time we do this. Yeah, Peter got to 6, which is nice. Okay, so now we go to the afternoon and we start from me. So my first move is going to be to simply chuck this directly into the bin for a 2. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to, let's be generous. I'm going to display this. People should get some reactions from this. I get a 1.
I get 2.
Yep. There you go. And Peter, do you get anything?
I
get nothing.
Don't think so. Oh wait, yeah, I get 1. Yep, I get 1.
2 actually. She gives you 2.
She gives 2. Okay.
Yep. Now I'm gonna sell it for OK, nature and omnivore. So that's an 8 because it's an elite trader. Okay, we'll take an 8. Then we're gonna display this bad boy. That is a 1, 2, 3 for me. And I think it's sweet nothing for everybody else.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, nothing for me.
Gonna sell it for perfect. It's another elite trader, so that's another 12.
So that's why you could spend everything.
Yeah, that's right. And I would have spent way more if I could, but I couldn't because I didn't have the cash at the time. So now I'm gonna sell this for a whopping 2. That sucks. But I had this trade and I couldn't get rid of it, so I decided, whatever, let's make a terrible trade. So it's still 3 points. So that's, to be honest, I'm a bit ashamed of myself for having done this. Then I'm gonna show this particular lizard for a 4, and Evan is a bit happy.
I get 1.
That's correct. Here you go.
Do I get 1 for the lizard?
That's right.
Okay.
1 for the lizard. I forgot that you had the lizard boy. Okay, so this goes over here. And now I'm going to spend 3 money to install my cleaner into my cage. And I'm finished. Okay. Next is James.
So does this one matter which one I put it in?
Nope.
So I'm going to put it in.
Plus you can always move beasts. Okay, so that cost you 2 to install. Done.
Yep.
Next.
You took my 2?
Yeah, sure did.
Okay.
I'm managing your money. So
next what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this guy here. It's going to cost me 1.
For that you can't. You need an environmental to himself. So we need to pay a 4. 3 for the environment,
sure.
1 for him.
That's worth it because it's 7 points. Yes. And then I can't put a beast there?
Nope.
I'm going to buy another environment.
Yeah. He's a brave man. Okay. Here you go.
I'm going to put down my dragon.
Show it to everybody else,
yeah, show
please.
it first.
Nothing for me?
I think it's just 1 for me.
That's correct.
Yeah, I get 1.
You get 2.
Nothing
actually.
for me.
Oh, yeah, white too, yeah.
White and Merker, yes. Okay.
All right, I'm going to put him down. He cost me 3.
3.
And then he's going to double up my dragon.
Yep.
Then I'm going to pay 1 to put her down there and knock that thing down to 0.
You should have definitely kept the personnel quest. Now I agree with you.
Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure.
That's right.
And as of right now, what would be my calculated cost?
Well, it's a bit complex because you receive income from here, and income from here. So
Yeah.
this one gives you 5 plus 1 plus 1. So you get an income of 7. So you would be at 16 at the moment. Your total cost is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's it. So you can already pay. Now, making a trade is usually more efficient. Unless you're failing a quest, then you will not that beast.
What I'm thinking is I have enough money to spend 3 money for another environment, which is what I want to do.
You do.
So I'm going to spend 3 money to get another environment. I'm going to show off this little birdie.
Okay, that's a 1 for you. It's a fair bit for Peter. It's nothing for me.
It's 1, 2, 3 for me.
That's correct. Well done. Okay. I'm doing your exchanges here.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And the remaining card in my
is really
hand.
janky, so
This one doesn't cost me anything, but I really can't do anything with it.
well, yeah, you can sell this bird to it.
I could,
unless you want to keep it.
I get
You want to keep
more
it for
points
quests
by keeping it.
Sounds good. Okay, so next is Evan. Now, Evan, you already have a free environment that you can exploit, so that's nice.
Okay.
And before you do anything, you could play the socialite. The thing is, I'm a bit concerned about your money. That's the only thing that bothers me. Do you have something that gives you money? You have the carer, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so that will save you some money. The thing is, if you play the socialite right now, you could get something out immediately that will provide you reactions to these beasts. Does that make sense? So it could be useful to do it right now.
Now playing it like I'm going to search, but I could. It says you
can
can't
also refuse. You can refuse.
So I don't lose anything then.
That's correct. So let's take a look at what we got. So we got only 9 of them over here. And there. So yeah, none of these immediately look very attractive to you. You don't have any of that. You don't have any of this. Don't have any of that.
No.
Don't have any of this. No, none. This could be possible for your Galixia stuff, but I've not seen it, so I don't know what it is. Yeah,
no, that won't work. No, none of this is working for me.
Cool. In that case, you don't pay anything and you're done. Next.
Okay. So we're going to throw my bird.
Oh. Yeah, sure.
Right here.
Okay. So that is a 2 for me, actually.
I think that's also a 2 for me.
That's correct. It's Angelion and bird. Starting to grok it a little bit more.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
that's such a Californian term.
I appreciate you using grok. Does anybody know the book that it came from?
No,
I don't
what
actually.
book did it come from?
Robert Heinlein's Stranger in a Strange Land.
I have not read that book in forever.
It is fantastic.
Oh, I didn't. All I know is that it means grasp, but for some reason people feel cooler when they use that in the corporate world. So I'm traumatized from working at EA.
That's
people were like, "Oh, you grok things." I said, "What?"
Yeah, I only knew it as a kind of a cultural thing from that book, but.
Oh, cool. Well, we both have exchanged information in that case. Evan, any environment?
I need 2 environments.
I'll give you 1 for now. Let's see. Next.
Okay.
Yeah. Fish, nothing for me. That's a 1 for you because it's Galixia.
Don't think that's anything for me.
So 1 for me.
James.
2 for me. 2 for me.
That's right, because it's water and black. Okay, all done.
Good.
Now you need 1 more environment, so off we go. There we go. That's right, I got you. Next.
And then we'll deploy that guy.
That's a 2 for me. Thank you, sir.
1 for me.
And then I get
1
1.
James. Oh, where's the other one on?
Oh no, you're right. I'm wrong. Sorry, I apologize. It's lightning, so yeah.
And then I get 1 for.
That's correct. You get a 1.
And then.
Yeah, and let's hope you get enough money to ban the guy. We'll see, because at the moment the cost over here is 11 plus 6, 17, and now you'll definitely have enough to pay, and then the care will help. So the care discounts by 6. I don't know. No point calculating it. We'll see. Okay, so now Exactly. Now it's Peter. So Peter, would you like an environment?
Yes.
So we're spending a 3. And here you go.
All right, and so I will go ahead and I don't think it really matters hugely, but I'll display this one first.
Doesn't matter to me, that's for sure.
1 point for me, or 1 coin.
That's right. And what about
Evan?
No, Evan gets nothing. What about
Okay.
you?
Oh, yeah, that's right, because it matters for me.
It does.
So it's at least 3, right?
It is 3. It's 1, 2, 3.
Yep. All right, fantastic.
Okay. New environment
Yes, please.
for your birdie poop.
That's right. So go ahead and display the bird.
Nothing for me.
It's 1 for me.
Ooh, I get 1.
You get a 1 because it's Galixia. Yay.
Hey, that's
Everybody's
solving
fine.
my problems.
As I say, I think it's just 1 for me on that one.
It is. I've already given you the coin.
Oh, perfect. All right. So we'll go ahead and drop that down there into the environment then. At that point, I'm going to spend 1 to drop the Jester.
Yeah, choose a beast you're very unlikely to sell, like this one, because this one feeds loads of people. So,
right.
Yeah.
So
there
go ahead
you
and drop that. Oh, drop that in my
Just-
hand by accident. Yep.
Yeah, like so. Okay, next.
Spending 2.
Uh-huh.
That's going to drop this fella down here.
Now that generates a reaction. So does anybody care about something becoming nature? Except for Peter. Peter receives a 2 because he's got a nature diplomat. Right? So these actually cause a reaction in the specific item that has changed. Okay,
Interesting.
next.
Okay. So then at that point, I will go ahead and also use the donor.
Yes, that gives you a 6 because you have 2 pairs of 2 beasts.
Right.
The third pair is incomplete. So yeah. Okay, that's you done.
And then that is everything for me.
You're finished. Cool. Now, final budgeting time. So I need to pay 5, 11, 15. Cool. So I'm going to throw away a 5. I'm going to throw away a 10. And I am done, which is French for done. It's not. So next is... Next is James. James receives an income of 6 from the chef because he's got 6 beasts, plus 1, plus 1. So we're going to give him an 8. Now we're going to see how much everything costs. So that's 1, 2, plus 6 is 8, 9, nothing, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's it.
I survived.
Well done.
With extra to spare. Now this is where the stuff gets interesting. So we receive a 4 in income from him. Now go ahead and deploy your carer. Just put him somewhere there. That's it. Perfect. So now the total cost is 8, 11, 14, 17 minus 6. So it's 11. Now 11 is not enough for you to ban your boy. But we can make this work. Check this out, because this is going to be a bit mental. What we're going to do is we're going to use this fish to overlap our pickpocket, which removes the pickpocket. So you sacrifice 1 point.
Okay.
Then you sell this environment for the 1. Now, that also has reduced your total cost of... no, because the care applies at the end. Damn it. No, that's not enough. Shoot, sorry, I gave you bad advice because let's undo all of that. So basically, in some rare occasions, you're able to essentially do ridiculous things like this one in order to reduce your costs. To reduce the problem is that you reducing your cost right now in that way also reduces the effectiveness of the carer by 1 coin because the carer depends on non-empty environments. Does that make sense? This is very edge case. Now we're doing some ridiculous stuff. So the only way for you to actually succeed at this would be, you would need to cripple someone else. So it's not going to work. You cannot ban him. Sorry, you need to keep a failed diplomat.
How bad is a failed diplomat?
You'll see. It's unpleasant. Put it that way. It's okay. It happens every now and then everybody cries. It's fine. Well, the people to whom it happened cry. All right. So now Peter has
I think I'm at 17.
Let's see. So 10. Yeah, 17. That's correct.
And that leaves
There
me
we
with
go.
12.
You're left with 12, which is 6 points, which is nice. Okie doke. So we're almost ready to score. Let's begin. Now we're gonna start from you because you're the closest, Evan. So first, what we need you to do is you need to isolate each individual diplomat, and now you need to demonstrate to us, your opponents, that you have satisfied them. So can you show me where there are 2 beasts from the land of G, from Glixia?
Yep, right here at top.
There they are. Where are your 2 beasts from Merkur, from M?
Right here and here.
That's right. 2 whites fail.
Nope.
So we're gonna flip them. Now a horse from Merkur.
Right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, damn you, TTS. And a bird from Angelion? Yes.
Right there.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so I cannot put them on top of each other as I should because TTS does some funky stuff every now and then. There we go, fixed it. But now I simply add together all these numbers, right? So he's got a 14 in diplomat score. Now he would get a bonus. The bonus would be 10 points for not failing anybody, which of course means you don't get that bonus. And then you would get 5 points for each 3 diplomats that are successful. So you only get 1 fiver. Now we go to James. James, you have 3 water beasts. Can you show us where they are?
Yeah, they're one here.
Yeah.
One here.
Yep.
And one here.
Yep, 1 dragon and 1 giant.
1 dragon, and the giant was here.
2 Teutonica beasts, 2 beasts from T.
They're here somewhere, like this guy and this guy.
And 2 black. You have 3, so we're good.
Yeah.
So your total score is a 17 with a bonus of 10 for not failing anybody and a single group of 3, which is a 5. So you can see you lost 10 points to that, Evan. So it's quite painful. Now, let's go with Peter. So a bird and a lizard.
So bird, lizard.
Yeah, 1 nature beast.
Nature beast.
A water beast from Imperium, from I.
Water beast from Imperium.
And a cat that's gray.
And cat that's gray.
Yes, now we need a nocturnal from Angelion. Same cat.
Yep.
And a herbivore that's not from Glixia.
Right, and that would be this one here.
That's right. 2 gray beasts.
2 gray beasts.
And 2 Angelion beasts.
Same 2. Yep.
10, 29. So you receive 29 points. And your
Plus
bonus is 20. 10 plus 5 plus 5, right? That's why getting to the to multiples of 3 is important. So I've got 2 yellows, 1 and 2, 2 lightnings, 1 and 2, 2 orange, 1 and 2, 2 wind, 1 and 2, 2 giants, 1 and 2, 2 javelin, 1 and 2. So they're all done. I've got 10, 28. I'm trailing. Plus 20 bonus. Now, beast score. Now, all of you can do this simultaneously. Look at your own beasts. In the top left corner, they all have a score value. Just that. Don't account for the personnel, okay? And see what you get as a total. For me, it's an 11.
I'm at 13.
I got 12.
12. And I'm missing James.
I have 12, but does that guy double it? The one
that comes later. That counts as personnel score.
So it should be
now
12.
Trades. Yeah, done. How many trades do you have? I have 6 trades, which is 18 points.
I have 1, 3.
Trades. So that's 3 points.
I have 6.
I just have the one. I have
Yeah,
1
done.
trade for 3 points. So
Now your money divided by 2. So in my case, I have a 19, therefore it's a 9.
I get 4 points.
I get 3 points.
you said mine was 6 because 12
Yes.
divided by 2, 6.
Yes. Now personnel, there will be your modifications. I have the cleaner, which gives me 1 point for each beast. So that's 5 points. Now let's go to Peter. Peter, you have the Jester and the Root Master. So
Mhm.
that's a total of 6 for you.
Right.
Then let's go to Complication Land. So
Right,
this one's going to be
seriously.
a stupid amount of points. So 10 points for the trainer, 17, 18, 20, 22, 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's done a completely different playthrough from us, but check that out. He's really caught up.
I got one.
Now, yeah. Thanks for showing up. Now, next we've got quests. I'm gonna display my first quest over here. Then we're gonna go to Peter and so on. So that's 2 value beasts. I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's 8 points. Then I've got orange beasts. I've got 3 of them. That's a 9. And then finally, I've got giants, which I only have 2. So that's a 6. Now let's go to Peter. Let's reveal.
So I do have one failed quest.
All right, that's a -5 in that case. So
Okay.
-5. This one is different species, which is cat, fish, lizard, insect, bird. That's all of them. 10.
Yep.
Sweet. And then Angelion, you've got 1, 2, and 3. That's
3.
a 9. Now let's go to James. So James, your first quest is Tempest. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's an 8. Look at James giving us a run for his money.
Yeah,
Bird,
he always finds a
that's
way.
9. And then Nocturnal, that's 1 and 2, so that's a 5. Yeah, you should have definitely swapped Nocturnals for Personnel. Personnel, you would have gotten a 15 from that.
Yeah.
You would have actually beat me, I think. No, because I'm
Yeah.
going to beat you in metal.
Well, I mean, either way.
And now for Evan, the first quest is Black. That's a 9. Then you've got Elementarium. That's water, lightning, wind, and that's it. So that's a 6. And then, yeah, in my opinion, it was a mistake for you to get rid of that horse. You should have kept. No, because you kept it for Black. God, my opinion is wrong. So now you get another 6 over here. Now your medal score is each medal is worth 2, but a group of 3 medals would be worth an additional 3. So James gets an additional 4. And then Peter gets an additional 9 because of his group of 3. And I get an additional 9 because of my group of 3. And that concludes the game. Congratulations, you've been defeated by the developer. Well done.
I got second.
I wanted to get second, and James just had to eke past me by 4 points.
Yeah,
I knew I had
well,
a ton of
your
points
failed
with
quest
those people.
murdered you.
Yeah,
You should have definitely relocated just to take even a rubbish quest and come back to take a beast and a quest, and then you would have been golden.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, you got to learn. Yeah, so there's the game. It was a bit of a difficult playthrough. Sometimes it is how it goes because the game is very chaos dependent, very random dependent. So it's got a lot of, randomness.
I like the fact that there's always something.
Yes.
So I think that's good. There's a lot of things to choose from, and there's always something. So I do like that a lot. And I do appreciate you teaching this.
Yes, thank you so much. And you can obviously tell you've played it a billion times because you taught it very, very well.
Yeah.
I've also taught it hundreds of times.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like you
In your sleep too. You're like, no, take that one instead.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Whenever I teach, I usually play essentially a 4 or a 3-way solitaire type of thing. So I'm always trying to help everybody because the goal of a teacher, in my opinion, should be for the players to understand the nuances of a game. Then it's up to them to sort of explore further. We're still learning techniques technically, even though we've got. Last month, the game was played 316 times.
Wow.
By our community. Yeah. Particularly solo is very popular.
Yeah, I will say it's a very solid game too, because a lot of things just mechanically work. So this definitely, all those playthroughs definitely show.
Sounds good. I'm assuming you guys are going to have some criticism to share, right?
Currently? No.
So this is just, I think for me, more of a personal thing. This is a game that has almost too much for me. I tend to go with something maybe a little less complex. But saying that, I don't have criticisms for the complexity. It's just not personally to my everyday taste. But that also goes in with who I play with on a regular basis. Tend to also not go with overly complex games where there's just, and it's not like there's just a lot happening. And so
Yes.
to try to optimize, I don't know that my brain would ever quite get there to optimizing everything. But
you have a, sorry, continue.
I was gonna say, but I enjoyed it very much. And again, I think a lot of that is from the way that you taught it. So,
Oh well, I'm not sure I come in the box. One of
Or
the
do
primary, or do I? One of the primary issues is the barrier on entry of learning the language. You were starting to understand the language towards the end. So that was helping. By the moment in which you understand the language, meaning literally what the icons are and where they live, it becomes a different world. This thing flies when you know how to play it even vaguely. So yeah. What about Evan? You had the roughest of playthroughs. Tell us.
No, it's fine. It happens, and it's just the nature of how things are disseminating towards you. It came apart, but it's fine. It's especially with, like you said, there's so much of the randomness that comes out. It's just the nature of it's going to happen to somebody sometime. Overall, I think the game works really well. The hardest part, I think, is once you get used to playing the game and then bringing other people in fresh from the game, is really going to put this kind of weird level into it, and there's not much you can really do about it.
Yes.
Just because like you said, there's just so much information that comes in there, and going into it fresh and seeing it all is very hard to process it through versus somebody that's used to it. So people that have played it a while are definitely going to have an advantage over the newer players. But when you have that much information in the game, you don't have an option. That's just what's going to happen. So
yes, I did. Your argument is very strong. I compared this to Race for the Galaxy from that perspective. The first time you play Race for the Galaxy is sort of like it's sort of this alien world of an incomprehensible language, and it takes you 3 hours to play the first game, and then when you have a little bit of experience, it takes 15 minutes to play a whole game. It's insanity. The delta is enormous. I have the same.
Yeah. I agree with that game. I do think the iconography is horrific in that game, and I think yours is much better.
I mean, to be honest, it's not a very,
very low bar for them. But
I mean, it's an ancient game.
It is, but it's like a study in how to make iconography the worst.
Illegible. Yes.
Yeah, it's like how to make this impossible. In fact, I've never taught a game where anyone was like, I get it. The first game. It took all the way to the end of the game to be like, oh, I think I partially know how these symbols work.
Yeah, but it is a special game once you get it.
It is an amazing
certainly one
game.
of my favorites.
It is definitely a game worth learning and playing. I do like Eminent Domain better. I don't know if you ever played that one.
I have not.
That is an amazing game. I highly recommend it. Also, Roll for the Galaxy is pretty good too.
I have not played that either.
But yeah, Eminent Domain is definitely really, really good. I particularly like these type of games. Most of the Euros that I secretly like playing a lot are hard for me to get to the table because I enjoy a game where you have to think really hard. And the first play, is a learning game. And then I also really appreciate towards the end there, I actually see a lot of outs in the game. So if I am, not doing what I need to do, there's opportunities for me to potentially, circumvent point loss or maybe pull ahead.
Yes, which is why the motto of the game is it's the card drafting game that is all about opportunity and player interaction. So basically, as a designer, I don't like the term designer because I think that the term designer diminishes what it is that you actually do, at least in my shoes. Right? I'm a developer, meaning I may come up with a design, but then I need to make it, which is the hard bit. Okay. So as a developer, I'm a problem solver. So I've played lots of board games now that I'm more into the hobby, and there's too many that have like weird issues that bother me. Like, for example, I really like Maracaibo, but I can't stand it that I need to book a holiday to set it up. It's insanity. Like it takes 40 minutes to set it up or something. That can't be normal, right? But it is.
It takes longer than Twilight Imperium.
That's the thing. Loads of heavy games take so long to set up, and that doesn't make any sense to me. So I try to essentially solve all of these issues. One of the issues is the fact that there's almost always no outs. Say when you play Castles of Burgundy, another excellent game, right? And you're drafting and it's the final round and somebody goes and takes that yellow tile that they don't need, but they take it just to completely nuke your playthrough, right?
I've never done that all the time.
No, James would never.
Right, exactly. And I'm like, this is awful. There's got to be some way out. That's how I came up with all of these sort of weird ways out. And this game is full of accidental positive interactions. So, for example, when Peter played the superintendent and cleared out all of the green cards and new green cards appeared, yes, he took advantage of all of that, but so did Evan, and so did I.
Which to be honest was one reason why I half thought about just not playing the card.
Yeah.
Because I knew that it was also going to provide opportunities for you all, but I wanted that, I guess, right? Like I wanted everybody to have those opportunities. It did. It helped me too. Yes.
Yeah, so. You got yourself a 5-pointer. Otherwise, you would have had a 95. So you're closer to James because of that. In fact, if you were more adventurous, you would have been even closer. I guarantee to you, you would have beaten him if you had taken at least one trade.
Probably, right.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the thing. But, with experience, I mean, we guys are all kind of in the business, so to speak. So it's not like we get to play games just for fun very much. I'm assuming you guys are fairly similar, so you need to constantly change games. This is more of a game that has huge replayability. That was one of the goals.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, there's hey, this is Edmund here. I'm still here, guys.
Nice.
Hi.
It's a disembodied voice.
The disembodied voice. You know what? There was one rule I was curious about, like why you put it in. You get all your meeples tired, and you get a bonus for that. Because it seems kind of like the bonus that you're getting is you're able to take that many actions. So I guess why the extra incentivization for that?
Well, so that creates a whole cycle with the economy. So basically, you can spend money in order to move more or to do more things, right? I want you to be able to play a playthrough in which you're making yourself deliberately rich to then use your riches, if that makes sense, right? So because we're not operating on an economy of scarcity, we're operating on an economy essentially of capitalism. So if you're capable of making more money, you're then capable of investing more money to then get more things that then may either get you more money or get you more stuff. To then achieve that goal. So I was unhappy with the fundamental design that many worker placement games have, where you only have an extremely limited amount of actions. There's nothing wrong with the design, that's fine. But I wanted to deliberately go into the opposite direction. I want to give you as many actions as you're capable of obtaining somehow. Now I wanted to limit that. That's where the tiredness comes in. So your worker is eventually not going to be capable of working again. So you are fundamentally limited by two things: location and tiredness, and of course economy. So if you run out of money, that sort of thing. So I'm not sure if that answers your question.
I mean, some, yeah. I mean, as far as kind of like the controlling of the number of actions, but I was thinking more of like, in like the third day, if you go and make all of yours tired, you get a medal.
That's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
It's also incredibly hard to do, too.
Yeah. So it's almost kind of like you're kind of rewarding somebody who focused a lot on gaining resources to take that many actions. So yeah.
Yes.
It kind of makes it a little bit of a.
That's an alternative way of playing. Another game that has inspired this game is a game that I think is excellent called Lost Ruins of Arnak. And I'm specifically referring to the base game, not any of the expansions. I think all of the expansions ruin the game, which I think is very controversial. But setting that aside, the scoring system in Lost Ruins of Arnak is similarly varied to mine. So it's almost impossible to know who's going to win until the end, especially if players that are playing are sort of at similar levels of skill. However, Arnak has that sort of research track, which kind of gives it away, right? Now, I got rid of the research track. So if you look, for example, at James's playthrough, he's got too few diplomats, but he's made a silly amount of points from his modifications.
Right.
In fact, I am reasonably confident he would have beaten me if he had replaced this quest with the other quest. Because, well, he would have also played very differently. I don't know, but he would have gotten an additional 10 points from his quests. So he starts really coming close, you know, and everything like that. So this demonstrates really that you can play the game in different ways. For instance, I made loads of points from trades. Nobody else has made that many trades, right? That also allowed me to move more and get points in other ways. So yeah, it's just a way to diversify how you can play, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Hopefully this answers it better now. Does it? I don't know.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, if anybody else has any comments or questions, I'm here.
I think that's good.
I think I'm good.
Really... Go ahead.
I would just say I really appreciate you again just giving us so much information and walking us through it so well. So
happy to do that. That's what I'm here. It's 2 years of my life, man. If this campaign bombs, I'm a sad boy.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. I think this is definitely a solid game.
Absolutely.
So I definitely think there's an audience for this game. So I think this is pretty good. And hopefully a lot of people watch this and they can use this to see if this is their type of game. And like I said, I think there's going to be a good audience for it.
That sounds great. I mean, everybody's welcome to try the mods online. They're all free and available for everybody. And we have our Discord community that's been growing and it's substantially active now. So
that's awesome.
Like I said, last week we got 69 games in.
Wow.
That's actually down. Previous week was 81, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I need to check the stats. And they are self-reported, so I guarantee to you they are underreported because people get lazy and they don't want to punch in the information. But
I'm guilty of that one myself.
Well, who isn't guilty of laziness? Laziness is a synonym for intelligence, my friend.
Hey, you know what? I call it not being lazy, it's just being efficient.
There you go. Exactly. Cool. All right. So, well, in that case, I should probably go hit the sack because it's 4 a.m.
Yep.
But thanks, guys. I really appreciate your time. And James, if you need anything else from me, just get in touch.
I'll let you know. Thank you again. That was really great. And I really enjoyed this playthrough.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Have a great night.
See ya.